ton of money on the back end. He was going over his financial statements one day, and it was like insane amounts of money every month coming in from just streaming it over and over again, because everybody was worried at the time about Twitch and their copyright claims, as probably rightfully so. So everybody was freaking out about it, and Harris Heller put together a bunch of playlists that were completely copyright free, and said, "Here, use all these for free. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Don't nothing. Put it all together," and then he gets the income from those plays, whether they're played on whatever streaming service, including YouTube, is just video views, right? But whatever streaming service they get played on, he gets all those all the money for those plays. Nah, let's go. Let's throw the intro. I think. Are we ready? Are you guys ready? I might not be ready. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm ready. Am I ready? I think I'm ready. All right, here we go.
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Will Bird. This is the Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I always get wigged out by people like when someone tries to sing and they fucking suck, or they're rapping or singing country music or rock and roll or whatever, and they fucking suck. And then people are like, "Hey, you suck," and they're like, "Well, I'm doing better than you." Yeah, but I didn't tell the world that I was a singer or a rapper or what. Like, people know that I can't sing, right? That doesn't make any sense. Anyways. New tracks out from people. Well, we might get into that later. Anyways, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm Will Bird, host of the Cold Beer Confessional. Glad you could be here. Hope you're as happy to be here as I am. H2BH, happy to be here. Thank you guys for joining us. If you want to contribute to the show, if you want to help out, you want to keep it running, go to coldbeer.fund, coldbeer.fund. Thank you for the subscriptions that are coming in.
PR_you betcha just resubscribed for 20 months.
Thank you very much for the resubscription. I appreciate it. Yeah, like, I don't know. They put music out. It fucking sucks. And then people are like, "Hey, this music sucks." And they're like, "Oh, where's your music at?" Well, I didn't tell people that I was a musician. I didn't tell people that I was a rapper. I don't have any, but yours still sucks. I don't know. That's just weird. That freaks me out. Anyways, contribute to the show at coldbeer.fund. That's how we keep the bills paid. If you're interested, you can do that during the show, after the show, before the show, in the intermission. I don't know. The Manatee show. You can check it out there. Whatever. What are you guys up to? Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. That dude is a fuck face. Script Keeper's got new music out. I heard that. I heard that it was fucking amazing. Let's see if we can find it. Hold on. It's all cute rap.
Rob Reiner and his meathead dome. These two suffer from trunk the rain syndrome. Hunter Biden's laptop and never made it home. The blind leading the blind. Puppet masters inserted Joe. Nation Biden, he's constantly lying. Blaming Trump administration for 2 years. Yo, this president's been on vacation, but nobody pays attention. I go live on IG every day and I help with ascension. Media blackout and friends protesting. Macron ending the citizens' pensions. Trapped in chaos, we coming for Black Rock.
It's like if an awkward YouTuber who's also your dad made a rap song. Hold on, watch the video.
conversations with this dude Adam Schiff.
Adam Schiff.
Head dome, these two suffer from trunk the range syndrome. Hunter Biden's laptop and never made it home. The blind leading the blind. Puppet masters inserted Joe. Nation Biden, he's constantly lying. Blaming Trump administration for 2 years. Yo, this president's been on vacation, but nobody pays attention. I go live on IG every day and I help with ascension. Media blackout and friends protesting. Macron ending the citizens' pensions. Trapped in chaos, we coming for Black Rock.
They're coming for Black Rock. I go live on Instagram every day to help out. We're coming for Black Rock. I don't know. It's not my thing. Maybe it's your thing. I'm not in this Q genre rap game. Here's what a cool music video looks like, by the way. This is the music. This is my intro music. This is just a couple guys that put it together. This is Ron King and Harris Heller. And here's their music video for the song I'm always playing in the intro. Kill It Anyway. It's pretty good. Senpai Records. Stream Beats Originals.
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They want
Coming for Black Cock. I did hear that.
They tell us lies and fade away. We feel betrayed.
By the way, this scene they got, it's just really dynamically lit, and there's like snow on the ground and shit. This is just the basement of Harris Heller's new house when they were building it. So Harris Heller has a YouTube channel that teaches you how like tips and tricks for like streaming and stuff. And he's a streamer, and he had like a new studio put in his basement when he built his house. And this is just like the concrete block walls. There was nothing above them. All right, that's how they was able to light it, and that's why there's snow on the ground. It's like a concrete slab, cinder block walls, but it looks like a cool set for a music video. You can even see like the plumbing stubbed up and shit in the floor. It's a decent video. I mean, it's no QAnon rap, but come on. It's close. I like how they do it during... I'm assuming they just shot everything twice, once during the day and once at night, and it keeps like switching back and forth. I think it's all right. Everybody always asks me what that song is. Well, here it is. Oh, then they asked people for like music videos because the song came out first. So they asked people for like little clips of them singing along or whatever, because the song actually went pretty viral among streamers. And Harris Heller really plays guitar and stuff. So Harris Heller, the way he got his start on social media is he and his wife are basically like, I don't know, a blonde couple, I guess. And they used to do covers for a ton of music, I guess. And the copyright stuff is what got him out of that. I didn't know him back then. I've just heard him talk about it when he does like his streams or whatever. The copyright issues with him like doing cover songs like killed him. This is Harris Heller. This guy right here on the screen, and the other guy, the Asian guy, is Ron King. And he's really playing guitar. I mean, he's a good musician. He's got a good voice too. So does Ron King, but I don't know what Harris Heller stuff's called now. It used to be called Alpha Gaming, but then I think it went to like Senpai Gaming, like a Japanese kind of theme. I think it did pretty good because I mean, like I didn't know these guys, and it came out basically not with the launch of Stream Beats. It came out like a couple maybe months into Stream Beats or something, because a lot of the other stuff is like lo-fi, hi-fi type of just audio music in the background. But yeah, this was an actual like song they put together, and then that's just him on top of his house in the snow, which is a pretty cool shot for the ending. And the last little lick on the guitar or whatever. That's not bad. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyways, that's how Harris Heller and Ryan King. And they put it all out copyright free because they're not worried about making any album sales or copyright using their music in a fucking movie or some shit. Like, instead, they want the streams. They want the plays for all the different streaming services, because that's what they get paid for. Pennies on the dollar. But if you've got a fucking millions of songs getting played every day, it doesn't matter if it's pennies on the dollar. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of idiots running around on Twitter that don't know what's going on. So here we go. Joe Biden literally just told people in Texas today whose homes were destroyed by a government-directed energy weapon how to avoid getting your home destroyed by a government-directed energy weapon. Let's see it.
Because if you fly over these areas that are burned to the ground, you'll see in the midst of 20 homes that are just totally destroyed, one home sitting there because it had the right roof on it. And anyway.
What? One home just sitting there because it had the right roof on it?
One home sitting there because it had the right roof on it. And anyway, totally destroyed. One home sitting there because it had the right roof on it. And anyway, since I
look out,
provided Texas alone, because if you fly over these areas,
dumb old Joe slipped up again by revealing that the government's destroying homes with direct energy weapons, and that if you have the right type of roof on it, the direct energy weapon just passes over your home. This article's unrelated, but I'm gonna read it anyways. What are the primary threats to homes during a wildfire? Research around home destruction versus home survival in wildfires report to embers and small flames is the main way that the majority of homes ignite in wildfires. Embers are burning pieces of airborne wood and or vegetation that can be carried more than a mile through the wind, can cause spot fires and ignite homes, debris, and other objects by landing on the roof. There are methods for homeowners to prepare for their homes to withstand ember attacks and minimize the likelihood of flames, the surface of fire touching the home, or any attachments. Experiments, models, and post-fire studies have shown homes ignite due to the condition of the home and everything around it up to 200 feet from the foundation. This is called the home ignition zone, the HIZ. The more modern your roofing system is, up to and including this home in Lahaina that had been renovated. The home was over 100 years old. You see this home in this picture. I'm going to have to open image a new tab. Hold on. See this home in this picture right here? It's right beside the chat. This home is over 100 years old. It's the only home in this image that you can see that's still standing. This home's over 100 years old. But 2 years ago when it was purchased, they remodeled it and put a commercial grade metal roof on it with a some type of like temperature barrier system between the roof and the roofing material and the actual sheeting on the roof. And they believe that's why they survived. Well, a couple things. First of all, it had this roof on it that was supposed to keep it from bursting into flames from the roof. And then they went around the house 5 foot wide all the way around the house and removed all the landscaping, brush, shrubbery, all that, trees, and put river stones there instead. Why? Because that's how houses catch on fire. So Joe Biden isn't saying that if you have the perfect roof, the government direct energy weapons won't affect your home. I think he's saying, I'm sure he's fucking saying that more modern roofing materials are more fire resistant. What does cars motors have to do with anything? Blue roofs is a goddamn. Don't start. Don't fucking start. Photos of the August 8th and 9th wildfire that consumed Lahaina on Maui show a devastated town that looks almost entirely destroyed. Building after building is reduced to nothing more than rubble. Cars and entirely burned out. Our cars are entirely burned out, and trees are charred, black, and leafless. That has made photos of the house dubbed the Miracle House all the more unbelievable. People on social media have questioned the authenticity of the photos and wondered why this house in particular would survive when all of its neighbors did not. Multiple Verify readers have asked us the same question. Yes, the photos of Lahaina's Miracle House are real. The building's survival likely depended on a few key factors, including its roof, landscaping, and its location. What we found, the Miracle House appears in photos by Getty Images and can also be seen in the background of the Associated Press photo of the Joe Biden's helicopter approaching Lahaina. Both the Getty and the AP images show the house stands seemingly undamaged while the surrounding buildings are rubble. Other photos from Getty and AP reveal other structures that also survived the fires. Getty and the AP both photographed the Lahaina Shores Beach Resort standing alone in a neighborhood of rubble and ash. A few other aerial photos from Getty and the AP show sparse buildings that withstood the fires spread throughout the town. Buildings still standing in Lahaina. So how did the Miracle House and a few other surviving buildings withstand the flames that destroyed most of the other structures in Lahaina? Simply put, some buildings are just more fire resistant than others. In the case of the Miracle House, recent renovations made by the homeowners likely played a role. According to reporting from Honolulu Civil Beat, a local nonprofit news organization, the homeowner purchased a house which is believed to be nearly 100 years old in 2021 and began a 2-year renovation project in line with historic preservation plan. As part of the renovations, the homeowner installed a commercial-grade steel roof and replaced the landscaping about a meter around the house with river stones. You know what river stones don't do? Burn in a fire. Honolulu Civil Beat reported. According to the National Fire Protection Association, the main way wildfires ignite homes is with small fires and embers, which are tiny pieces of wood burning or vegetation that float with the wind. And these small fires and embers don't have to come from the main fire itself.
Just gifted 5 subs.
Thank you for the gifted subs. I appreciate it. For example, an analysis of California wildfire found that 193 of the 199 homes, all but 6 homes burned in the fire, were ignited by the flames of other nearby homes, not the wildfire itself. So when we have a wildfire out in an area that's actually not near homes, but homes are catching on fire, it's much more likely that your neighbor's home is going to catch your home on fire than it is that a wildfire from 1.5 miles away is going to set it on fire. Aerial photos of the Miracle House show it had more space between it and other houses than there was between most of the nearby structures, so it would have been less likely to catch fire from the flames of nearby houses. In fact, the other structures seen standing in Getty's and AP's photographs also have more space between them and other structures as compared to most of the surrounding community. The NFPA says that the most important areas to fireproof to protect your home are the home itself and the immediate 5 feet around it. You should keep the immediate 5 feet around your home a non-combustible zone. That's why a lot of people use rocks and shit like that, right? River stones, rocks. It's not, I know a lot of contemporary logic would tell you that like people like bushes outside their home or whatever. If it's a dry season and you got fucking, even like boxwoods and shit, that shit still burns. Like, even though it doesn't burn as easily as like dried leaves or seasoned wood, it'll still burn if it gets hot enough. Even wet wood, like all you have to do to burn wet wood, if you've ever thrown wet wood on a fire or whatever, all you have to do to burn it is boil the water off. Like it'll steam for a while, right? But then it bursts into flames. So 5 feet around your home, a non-combustible zone, by removing any flammable materials from it. River stones like those they used around the Lahaina Miracle House would accomplish that. California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, CAL FIRE for short, says the roof is the most vulnerable part of your home. While homes with shingles or wood roofs are more likely to be destroyed in a fire, homes with metal, clay or tile roofs are more fire resistant. Why would we see homes with strange colored roofs more often surviving a fire than other homes? Because they don't make shingles in weird fucking colors. If you took and said, "Oh my God, 3 homes with blue roofs survived, but no homes with black roofs survived." Yeah, because they don't make metal typically, nobody gets a black metal roof, and they don't make shingles in blue. Like, that's pretty simple. If you don't like metal roofs, if you don't like the way they look, standing seam or whatever, if you don't like the way they look, they have new shingles out that are metal roof. Hold on. They have new shingles out that look like an architectural shingle, except they're not. They're metal roofs. They're basically just a metal roof system, I guess. Metal shingles. So they end up looking like almost like see these shingles, like architectural shingles, or these almost look like cedar shanks or whatever, shingles, planks, whatever. They almost look like cedar. But these are actually metal. So they're made on a machine that puts that groove into them and makes them look like that. There's a different example, another example of like green. There's different styles. These look almost like slate, like an old school slate roof like you'd see over in Europe. But they're metal. They look like tile, right? They're metal or clay or whatever. And then you have traditional like standing seam or whatever they call this regular metal roof. But you can get, even if you don't like, I like this look, but even if you don't like this look, shakes. That's probably the word I was looking for. Even if you don't like this look, you can make it still look like it's got shingles or clay or tile or slate or what the fuck ever you want. And it'll still be metal. I would definitely get metal if I had any option in the world. If I was renovating a house, if I was redoing a roof, if I was building a new house, if I had the option, it would definitely be a metal roof. I just don't see the benefit over the prices aren't even that much different now. Like, I just don't see the difference in going back with fucking shingles, asphalt shingles and fucking tar. Like, get the fuck out of here. No way. Anyways, there you go. That's why. So the reason we notice blue roofs is because, one, it's out of the ordinary, right? It's unusual. And two, they only make metal roofs in weird colors. They don't make fucking blue shingles. So if we're going to see weird colors on a roof, or if we're going to have all these different colored roofs that are in a fire, we're going to see more of the odd, weird, strange colors like blues and reds and greens because they're made in metal and you don't make blue, red, green shingles. And shingles are a lot more likely to burst into flames. There you go. That's not the only dumb motherfucker on Twitter, though. If you haven't seen, there's some more. So I think I posted about it. Earlier. Nick Alvear hitting us up with what happens when you know your rights inside and out and can win the game of court with that knowledge. So this is what happens when you know your rights inside and out and can win the game of court with that knowledge. Let's see what happened.
I stand as myself and speak for myself in.
It's hard to hear.
I stand as myself and speak for myself in myself.
And the captions are not accurate. You're going to see like it says the judge says the F word like twice. Obviously, she doesn't say the F word. The more I see these people post, like I didn't pay attention to them when like the film movie was coming. I was just waiting on it to come out, right? The more I see these motherfuckers post, the more I think, who the fuck thought I was going to be on their team? Who was sitting back thinking, oh yeah, Nick Alvear, him and Will's they're like the same fucking person, right? They believe the same things. And as soon as this movie comes out, they're going to be best friends forever. I can't believe people are claiming that I flipped. Have you not seen this motherfucker's content? Now he's pushing sovereign citizens on us.
Not the trustee over the all caps name that you're operating on.
Well, you're here in court today because you were charged with some charges.
I'm here in court today because I am making a special visitation.
So what happened? This is a guy, I've got an article on him, but this guy was basically fishing without a license. He did disorderly conduct, resisting arrest kind of deal. And he brought like 30 people with him to court so he can argue with this judge over being a sovereign citizen.
There's not an appearance, only spirits appear. Living men, living persons make special visitation. That's why.
Yeah, that's Dr. J. That's the next time he goes to court, he gets arrested for doing the same thing he did this time in court. So when the judge gets up to take a call or something, she gets called out of the courtroom. He says, "Oh, the courtroom's abandoned. We can leave," and he just leaves. He tries that next time. This is 2013, 2014. He tries that again, coming back into court. Except it's not the judge leaving; it's before the judge got there, and the bailiff tells him he's not allowed to wear a hat in the courtroom. Right? They kind of set their own rules. The judges set their own rules for their own courtroom. It tells him that if he's wearing a hat, he'll be held in contempt. He tells him he's not taking off his hat, that he'll leave if he doesn't want him there wearing his hat. So the guy tells him, well, you have to take off your hat or you'll be held in contempt. He says, I'm not taking off my hat. I'm leaving. He says, if you leave, you'll be held in contempt. He tries to leave. The cop grabs him. He throws the cop down, catches an extra charge, shoving back into the cop and throwing him down on the ground. And then 2 more cops have to arrest him.
I'm here to make sure that you guys don't tender my truthful, proper names.
I got to kill this heater right quick. You guys watch Nick Alvear showing us how the court system works. No wonder that motherfucker was in jail forever for J6.
Still live at 28 Flying Eagle in Manhattan.
That is a storage unit that I sleep in from time to time.
All right.
I live in myself in this body. I am the living man.
Somebody was posting the other day on his page because I was making fun of him getting arrested. That video of him getting arrested. That was probation violation, by the way. He was getting arrested for. They're like, oh, Will's sharing a video of him getting arrested for J6, which it wasn't. It was probation violation months after. I got it from Alessandro, but off his page. But then they said, Will's making fun of Nick Alvear getting arrested for J6, but at least he does something for our country. I guess smoking pot at the Capitol is something for our country. Then the next poster's like, yeah, one day Nick will be able to take these videos and show them to his grandkids because he was a real patriot. What's Will going to show them? Maybe my old uniform or a shadow box full of medals or a couple flags I was presented with or combat footage I have from Iraq or I will not have any video of me getting arrested at the Capitol. I won't be able to show them that, I promise.
Mr. Talgate, you were here.
If only I'd have made the Brunson Brothers video, I could have told them that this was the Jackson 5. Why is there only 4 of them? The 5th one's there in spirit, son.
You were seen by Mr. Putz.
By the way, they're not supposed to be recording it. And this isn't technically court. This is like they've got this. When I looked into this video, they got this set up weird. Like their preliminary hearings happen in like a side room. Sometimes it's a small office room with just you and the judge, but because he brought 30 fucking people with him, it's happening like in this side room they don't typically use, and it's not actually in the courtroom. That's why the judge is being kind of more lenient with this. But of course, you're not supposed to record in almost every courtroom I've ever been in.
And you asked, at that time, he appointed you a public defender. Did you apply for the public?
Brunson Brothers, everyday heroes.
To you, I speak natural living man's English.
So she read the smallest piece of legalese. He's like, I don't speak legalese. I speak the natural English of the God-given man of the land, America.
To you, it's called common English.
It's called common English.
That's fine.
There will be no legalese used here.
There will be no legalese used here. I think she said resisting arrest or what did I say earlier? What was his charges? I think she said either resisting arrest or disturbing the peace. That was the legalese.
Well, you were charged on the 31st of August of 2013 with obstructing a police officer in violation of 457302. You were also charged on the same date with resisting arrest in violation of 457301 of the Montana Code.
Those men were charged by me right back. But
The cops charged you with resisting arrest. Those men were charged by me right back. I charged them with trying to overthrow the Constitution of 1789, and I stand on my God-given right that God gave me the right, that give me the rights that God is one of the rights that God gave me about God-given rights.
by staging an overthrow of the Constitution of 1789, an overthrow of the Bill of Rights, an overthrow of my rights to forage for food as a natural living person who was in hunger. I was searching for something to put in my stomach, as I am recognized to be allowed to do by universal law, has nothing to do with your corporate fiction.
Universal law, law of nature, the God-given law, the foraging law.
Violated everything, and furthermore, for your knowledge, they violated Judge Holly Brown's Title 26 United States Code ruling, which I went before her and prevailed on 21st March 2011. DPO 9-58A is the case number wherein she evidenced that I am not a taxpayer because I am not a federal citizen. Federal law trumps state.
You're not a taxpayer because you don't make any fucking money, bro. You don't pay taxes.
I have 9 judge rulings to that end, and that trumps state law. I am not registered crap. I am the living man, and I have the right to forage for food. When
I am the living man, and I have the right to forage for food. It looks like Little John. Robin Hood bust up in there in a minute.
All right.
So she's kind of at her wit's end already. Like, I feel bad for the judges, and I know they just want to fucking throttle that dude. Like, what are you saying? When we were watching what's his name's case, the guy that ran through the parade or whatever, and he's like, objection, Your Honor, can I speak? Can I speak?
But you're here on different charges.
that
This is not
what
Holly
stands.
Brown's courtroom.
Ma'am, you can argue this all day long. You're operating on corporate fiction.
I'm telling you, you're here on some charges with
Exactly. If you're a sovereign and outside the jurisdiction of the United States and not a citizen, you also can't reap all the benefits of the Constitution and Bill of Rights and everything that's in place to protect us.
I do not
Number
understand
one.
those charges.
Number one, you keep interrupting me, and I'm going to charge you with contempt, and you'll go to
All
jail.
contempt of court is spelled C-O-double-N. I know about conning. That's navigation.
Sir,
Contempt is the storm.
I said, be
Don't
quiet
touch me.
until I get
Don't
through
touch
reading
me.
this
You
to
ain't a
you.
god.
Don't touch me. You ain't a god.
Don't you touch me. I am the living man protected by universal law.
You keep
stand
talking,
down.
and you're going to be charged with contempt, and you're going to go to jail.
You have already contempted this place.
No, I told
by
you
the
I
fraud
would if
you're
you
trying
didn't
to
quit.
get.
Jenny, is your end broke? We all have God-given rights that everyone should stand for.
These are the
We
living.
about made it.
What you're trying to do.
Very
You
good.
are trying to create a fictitious fraudulent action. You are trying to bilk the Federal Reserve by
Sir.
securitizing in all caps commercialized name.
Sir,
Here it is. All caps, commercialized name. I'm the man, lowercase, semicolon. You're part of the Federal Reserve.
And notifying
I am not your chattel. I am not a ship aboard the ocean.
that they are standing in debt now. If you touch me, you will violate natural law.
If you touch me, you will violate natural law. What is natural? Oh,
Come near me. I am
Then
protected
shush,
by the land.
shush.
Do not tell me to shut up. I am the living natural man, and my voice will be heard.
It's clear.
That is the Jolly Roger. That thing you call the American flag with the gold fringe around it is the Jolly Roger, and you are acting as one of his privateers.
Okay.
So the flag has gold fringe again. The Jolly Roger, if you don't know, is a skull and crossbones flag. So he starts screaming, the flag with the gold fringe is a Jolly Roger, and you are working as a privateer, which would be a pirate.
You're here on the charge of arrest.
I'm here by special visitation.
Right.
I'm telling my kids this was D-Dog. Yeah. Affidavits. Affidavit mama's beside him.
To each charge could be up to a $500 fine, up to 6 months in jail.
I do not understand any charges. I only understand universal.
There you go. Just play dumb. Do you understand that? I don't understand anything. What language are we speaking?
The right to live.
Well, you
To live
pled
in
not
peace
guilty.
and to live as I need to.
You pled not guilty in this.
I know.
His video, a couple of videos of him engaging with cops kind of went viral. So he got like this fan base of like weird militia, sovereign citizen types that show up at all his court dates.
Never plead. Animals plead. Sound like bah, oink oink.
I don't plead, animals plead. Bah, oink oink. That's always a good legal argument. I've seen that at the Supreme Court before.
Fine, up to 6 months in jail.
I do not understand any charges. I only understand universal law and the right to live.
Well, you
to
pled
live in
not
peace
guilty.
and to live as I need to.
You pled not guilty in this.
I never
This guy's not correct. He spends several years in jail, but you can believe it if you want to, you fucking retard.
animals plead. Sound like bah, oink oink.
I have a paper with your signature on it, sir.
It says prime evidence standing right through it. You bring forward all natural forms of evidence that I'm not prime evidence. I am the
I'm not private evidence. I'm a living soul.
water in the air has its own.
Just go try it. You don't have to fucking argue with me. I'm a guy on the internet. Go try it. Get a fucking ticket. Show up in court. Tell them you're sovereign. It'll work, I'm sure. Jimmy.
part of that life. I am not your corporate fiction.
Sir,
Do not danger me.
you're here today on an omnibus hearing. You've already pled not
I am
guilty.
here by special visitation to see to it that you
He's already pled not guilty. He already pled not guilty. Like, this is something else. This isn't the case, or this isn't the time for him to plead. She's like, you've already pled. I don't oink oink.
supports forms of life, does it not? I am a part of that life. I am not your corporate fiction.
Sir,
Do not danger me.
you're here today on an omnibus hearing.
God, he's so paranoid. Do not danger me.
Here by special visitation to see to it that you do not tainter my natural living man's name.
Are you prepared
That's
to
why
tell
I'm
the
here.
court if you wish to go to trial on this matter?
This is a trial. Tell
No,
me it's
this
not.
isn't a trial.
Here's my
This is
jury
an
of my
omnibus
peers.
hearing, sir.
Here's my jury of my peers. He brought his own jury because that's how it works. You just gather 12 of your friends and say, oh, I brought my own jury, guys.
You cannot produce a jury of my peers because all juries are selected from a pool of registered voters, and the instant a person registers to vote, their natural ability is a peer to comprehend natural law.
Imagine being a political activist like Nick claims to be, and then sharing this video where he tells people you shouldn't register to vote because once you register to vote, you're signing on to the corporation, and you can never be sovereign again.
Trial on this matter?
This is a trial. Tell
No,
me it's
this
not.
isn't a trial.
Here's my
This is
jury.
A huge leech on our resources.
Produce a jury.
The only time these people win is when the court's so fed up with them and like it's drawn out to like the 18th month over a $50 ticket, and they're just like, just go the fuck away. Can you just leave and I never see you again, please?
Because all juries are selected from a pool of registered voters, and the instant a person registers to vote, their natural ability is a peer to comprehend natural law has been dissolved and turned into fiction. There cannot be raised a jury of my peers. It cannot be done.
All right, so the judge needs to get up and talk to somebody. I've had the judge leave the courtroom while I was in there. He's like, you can't leave. Get back here and finish this. Get back here. You can't leave. Then when she leaves, he's like, she abandoned the court, and he runs outside real quick.
Excuse me for just a moment.
No way. Get back here and finish this. Hey, get back here and finish this. The judge has left the courtroom. There you go.
Yeah.
There is nobody.
Somebody in the background says the captain's left the ship. I guess we're not on a ship anymore, guys.
In this courtroom, the judge has walked out.
The judge has walked out.
I
Everybody up
said
and
no
out.
excuse.
Everybody up and out.
I'm not letting you
Up and out.
Fucking Johnny Appleseed.
Up and out. Follow the man. Get your hand.
You're witnessing history here. One of the people in the video says.
Thank you.
And they laugh at him. Just right in his face. Just laugh right in his face. So apparently the goal is now to annoy the judge enough that she needs a break, and then when she needs a break, flee. People can post this kind of shit, claim he's right. People like Jenny or whoever, anybody on Facebook really probably believes half this shit. But show me where it works. Show me where they're not picked up a month later. Show me where they don't come to their next court appearance and get fucking arrested. Show me where it works. It doesn't. Even the fucking dude, David Wright, that was like fucking teaching people how to do this, him and his wife both got arrested because he was making his own fucking vehicle license plates.
She abandoned the court.
Ernie Wayne, yeah, that's his name.
Get out of here. Let's go. Don't dally. Let's go.
Abandoned the court.
Don't dally. Let's go. Let's go. They got a warrant for me, guys.
Get it. Get it. Get it. I don't know. Come on. Where's the driver? Leave him with me.
Somebody get. Where's Robin Hood? Jesus Christ. Little John's already in the car. Gee, look at them bangs. What is wrong with your end button, Jenny? No one gives a fuck what you got going on in Canada. If I knew Canadian law, I would talk to you about it. You're not even American and you're arguing American laws. Anybody can get a ticket thrown out. I've gotten tickets thrown out before. That doesn't mean you're a fucking sovereign, you goddamn retard. Mariah had a ticket thrown out. She had the state trooper killed. Motherfucking in Canada telling me about fucking Johnny Appleseed in Wisconsin. I stood in sovereignty.
Failure to appear.
There you go. So I shared this. So Nick shared this about what happens in court when you know and you destroy them and the Netflix of red pills. And I said he sure does go to jail a lot for a guy who can win the game of court. I had no idea y'all were this fucking dumb. I kind of did. I just didn't look into it deep enough. And if we go from there and go to here he is. This is just a year later in 2014. Natural man jailed again. Self-proclaimed natural man has once again been found in contempt of court and taken to jail. Ernie Wayne, I don't know what this fucking last name is. Telke. I'm just going to call him Ernie. 52 appeared in Gallatin County Justice Court briefly Monday afternoon for an omnibus hearing. Judge Rick West asked Ernie to remove his three-cornered hat in the courtroom, his pirate hat. Ernie refused to do so and launched into his natural man speech after asking the defendant to stop speaking 3 times. West held him in contempt of court and ordered sheriff deputies to haul him to jail for 30 days. The whole encounter lasted less than 1 minute. Judge West ordered that no cameras or recording devices be used in the courtroom. Anyone caught using the electronic device would also be held in contempt of court, West said. Ernie was slated to appear for the omnibus hearing in connection with a November 18th incident in which he was charged with resisting arrest. Again, this is all the same charge. Just because he left that day doesn't mean he fucking won. Charging documents from November 18th state a sheriff deputy saw Ernie in the Law and Justice Center and recognized him. The deputy was also aware that Ernie had a warrant out for his arrest. Deputy Matthew Boxmeyer tried to get Ernie to put his hands behind his back so he could handcuff him. Again, like this guy's in there all the time because he never fucking wins in court, so he's always at court. He recognized him as like, oh, we got a warrant for that guy, right? He just a few weeks ago he ran in November, right? In November, he fucking ran out of the courtroom. We got a warrant for him. Ernie responded by telling Boxmeyer that he had no authority to arrest him. 3 deputies took Ernie to the ground and handcuffed him. After Ernie's initial appearance in Three Forks for fishing without a license, he insisted that he is a natural man and should have the right to forage for food for his family. In a YouTube video recording from January 22nd, Ernie introduces himself as a natural living man. The video was a Facebook page titled Set Free Ernie and Find Him Not Guilty. Gallatin County Undersheriff Dan Springer said law enforcement officials from other counties were not brought in to assist with court proceedings Monday. 2 Bozeman police officers and 8 sheriff's deputies were on the scene at the Law and Justice Center, so he got arrested at the police station. A metal detector was set up in front of Judge West's courtroom. After at Ernie's last court appearance in November, 32 law enforcement officials from 10 different agencies showed up to keep the peace because so his video went viral and he showed up with a ton of people, so they had to have more people sit in. Now, this town that he's in is so small, they don't even typically have a metal detector. Instead, they had to have one brought in just for this kind of thing, right? At Ernie's, Ernie was in court for fishing without a license. They had all these officials to keep the peace, right? After Monday's hearing, Ernie's friends, followers spoke brazenly outside the courtroom. Joel Bonick, who referred to himself as an inhabitant of the state of Montana and friend of Ernie, said the purpose of government is not to make citizens submit. You can go to jail simply because you don't take off your hat. Well, again, the courtroom, the judge that's over that courtroom decides what is fair and what. I mean, if you can't agree with his rules, you need to see a judge that allows you to wear a hat. You're going to have to get a change of venue or something. That's all we got. I don't know what you want me to do. The judge sets the rules. Yeah, I'm sure you did, you fucking retard. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sure you look just as retarded. I'm a sovereign lady. That's bullshit, he said. Bonick went on to say that when government is abusing its powers, it should be held in check. Bonick was a candidate in the 2010 House District 61 Republican primary. He lost. They always lose. He lost to John Esp of Big Timber. Good people must say something when the government is being unjust, he said. Friends of Ernie have been holding what they call citizen grand jury meetings for the past few weeks at various locations around the valley. On Friday, the group will meet in the Garden Cafe in Manhattan. Steve McNeil, the man organizing the event, encouraged interested community members to attend. McNeil did not elaborate about what the jury meetings entail, but said he will be taking out ads in various papers to solicit interested jury members. So they're trying to set up their own separate court system. They're trying to set up their own separate court system and just do it with like friends of whoever. Right? Oh, we're the grand jury here and we found him innocent. By the way, he's not even been found guilty yet. He just can't abide by the rules in the courtroom. He's just been held in contempt multiple times. Various ads in various papers to solicit interested jury members. Through his court battles, Ernie has garnered a loyal following of anti-government friends who want to keep the power of the courts and law enforcement in check. The PAC says they are not a formal group and have not adopted a name. Judge West did not indicate Monday whether Ernie's case will proceed to trial without another omnibus hearing. I'm pretty sure he had to go back to the omnibus hearing. Everybody got their fucking ticket for not staying home at COVID thrown out. I don't care what you stood up and said, you fucking retard. Everybody that showed up to court got there. It was like a fucking warning slap on the wrist. I'm not even from Canada, and I know that, you stupid cunt. Everybody got it thrown out. Get a speeding ticket and go in there and tell them you're sovereign. Go fucking murder somebody and go tell them you're sovereign. I'll wait. Anyways, he just repeatedly goes back to jail, back to jail, back to jail, which to be fair, it's like he's fucking homeless. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't pay any fucking bills. He just does this. A lot of sovereign citizens are homeless or live in their cars. So I'm sure it's just a break from him having to forage for food. But it's probably not the example you want to share as as what happens when you know your rights inside and out and can win the game of court with that knowledge. Probably not the prime example to use. Then I don't know. Again, once we look at these motherfuckers, who the fuck is telling people that I flipped? Does this seem like I align with anything they've ever said? You know, people are saying like I flipped on Nick Alvear. The video he did before Phil was a video of Derek Johnson's bullshit. Have I ever supported Derek Johnson's shit? I don't understand. I don't understand where these people are coming from, but they're coming from somewhere, by God, and they're going to let us know that I flipped. There's been some hate over in their comments for me. Let me see if I can find these. Give me just a second. Everybody thanks Phil's on drugs, so we ended up with this beauty. Let me see if I can share it with you. Okay, there we go. So they were trying to see what drug he was on, I guess. Phil was, because he was acting so like spun up, right, and so erratic. Someone said, "No, he's tripping acid, shrooms, trank, etc." Carolyn Pomeroy says that because it seems like Phil's on Adderall, right? He's like hyped up, he's spun up. If you have, Adderall has this inverse medical reaction. So if you're like hyper vigilant and fucking touching everything, an ADHD kid, and you take Adderall, it calms you down. But if you're like just a regular person, you take it, it fucking speeds you out of your mind. It's like taking legal meth, right? When I was in and around colleges, that's what everybody used to study or whatever, right? Stay up all night, party, drink. But if you have ADHD, it has the exact opposite effect. It's one of a class of drugs. Hold on just a second. It's called the paradoxical effect. The stimulant medication like Ritalin and Adderall have a paradoxical effect on both children and adults with ADHD. So when you give it to somebody with ADHD that's already spun up, it calms them down. When you give it to somebody who's not like that, right, it has an inverse paradoxical effect, and it speeds them up. It's like taking meth. When I take it, it's like meth, right? But if I give it to like a fucking kid like bouncing off the fucking walls, like they just chugged a Mountain Dew for the first time, that calms them down and gives them the ability to concentrate. It's wild the way some medicines work like that. But there's like a whole class of medicines that work that way. Anyways, it's nothing like being on acid or shrooms or a tranquilizer. Nick Alvear, of course, gave this a big thumbs up. Nick Alvear does shrooms. But anyways, it's the exact, if he was on acid, he would be seeing shit. He wouldn't even realize he was live. You know, he wouldn't be talking to you guys. He would just be sitting in front of a camera seeing shit. Same thing with mushrooms, right? Same thing with mushrooms. And a tranquilizer would literally tranquilize you. These are just a bunch of grannies that are like, I know the names of drugs. The devil's lettuce. Someone said, I was wondering about shrooms or lines. Maybe he's a huffer. Yeah, those are the symptoms of someone who does shrooms or lines of random things. What is lines? What are we busting down? Don't ever invite me to your house because I'll probably bust down in your bathroom. My drug dealer's late, actually. Anyways, what is lines? He's probably doing lines or a huffer. You think he's huffing paint? You really look at someone that's spooled up like they're on meth and you think they're huffing paint. Again, these old ladies are just fucking wild, dude. But it gets better. But it also looks our evil. Those eyes. Think he's a huffer? It's definitely something, those eyes. But it also looks our evil. I mean, which makes sense to me. I don't have anything to contradict that. Evil eyes. Evil eyes. They say that's the first step. The evil eyes. So anyways, the next person says, and his sheep people questioning this? Are his sheep people questioning this? Yeah, they're questioning whether he huffed some acid lines or not. They are. That's answered by, I doubt his sheeple, fam, P-H-A-M, question anything. Question anything until something jars them. I'm not sure how I ever listened to him. When he started getting cocky, bragging, and outright 95,009 watch and doing this weird stuff, I was quickly unhooked from trance. And that's when Todd comes in from nowhere, Todd for Freedom, and says, shrooms just like his best friend Will. Just like his best friend Will does. That's shrooms right there, I can tell. Just like his best friend Will does. Wonder if Will grew some for Phil. Busted. That's definitely a shroom high. I can tell from here. Busted. Busted. The fuck is that? That's not even shrooms, dude. First of all, Nick, the guy you're setting in his chat, talks about tripping shrooms and getting ideas for videos. Talks about tripping shrooms with Alpa, his punching bag. Girlfriend. Second of all, these are not the signs of someone who's on mushrooms. It continues. I watched a portion of Cold Beer to see if he covered Phil's craziness. So we just covered Phil last night, right? He does Phil light now. You guys feel like I've been giving Phil a break? I know I didn't cover Phil for a while, but I didn't think he was making videos. Not really that interesting. He does Phil light now. Doesn't cover him like he used to at all. He said Phil will likely come out with a professional looking film due to all his money. So she seems like she's upset that I said that, right? He said Phil will likely come out with a professional looking film due to all his money. Then she says, he may be right. He may be right since he and Phil text one another frequently. Ooh. Ooh. There you go. Marcia Sue says, do you remember a long while back, Phil did a live show on CBC. Phil was going head to head with some woman who had been tracking his lies, if I remember correctly. It got a bit ugly. Anyone remember who that woman was? I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about here. No, I don't recall. I don't see a lot of CBC's past lives or Phil's until recently. I went back to see what he was like when he first started. So they don't watch my lives, but they can tell that I do feel light now. I do feel light now. I like you better when you shut the fuck up. Fucking sovereign citizen retard. I believe that was Erica. What? Phil did a live on About Me. That was about Erica. Lynn says, I know Erica got him good asking him to speak Mandarin. She did ask, just say a single word of Mandarin. It was pretty good, right? Say a single word of Mandarin. Just say a word. He couldn't. Asking him to speak Mandarin. Phyllis finally had to admit he couldn't. I don't think he ever admitted it. He did sound like a retard. And said it had been a long time since he had to speak Mandarin. I don't think that's what he said to her. He's like, oh, right now? Right now? You want me to do it right now? No, because then you just say it was fake. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not. Anyways, next question. He did look like a retard that time. And one more. Oliver's mom says, yes, Phil was doing a live about CBC that was all about Erica. Oliver's mom agrees. Yes. I don't know what the fuck they're agreeing about. Ooh, don't show any bare chest. Anybody have a copy of the podcast or where it could be found? It would be an interesting watch. It's on Erica's webpage. Click the pinned message at the top. It will take you there and then search through the videos. So there you go. Apparently I've been supplying Phil with all of his D-rugs. Like the cool kids say, the D-rugs. And that's why he's been so high lately. So there you go. No way. This can't be our friend, can it?
I love some of my Neanderthal friends who still think there's no climate change. Well, my administration is going to keep building on the progress we've made fighting climate change.
She's sovereign, guys. Chill.
Folks rebuild themselves.
Just 1 week ago, a beautiful 22-year-old nursing student from Georgia was barbarically attacked, almost unrecognizable.
Why are these people so interested and they're not even from the U.S.? They're not even from they're from Canada. It's always Canada. It's always Canada. Fucking Canada people. Phil lied outright to his audience today, which isn't new. I just thought I would cover it for a minute. I'm doing Phil light, by the way. I just do light Phil. Phil's brand new lie to his followers is that they're not, if you go to Goldco and roll over your IRA, you're not using the numismatic value. Numismatic. Then he keeps saying, oh, that means like collectible stuff. It actually just means related to coins. But he's trying. Anyways, here's the 3 videos that go together here. First of all, this should be child abuse.
What's your favorite one?
Want to try making someone else feel special? Telegram. Sorry. Hey guys, I like watching Phil.
You're so cute. Phil what?
Phil Godlowski. Hi, Mr. Hunt.
Phil Godlowski.
What's your favorite?
Phil Godlowski. Followed by, these are the videos from Phil where he just outright lies.
Hey guys, I just sitting here this morning with my terrible hair, and I just saw something that really bothered me a lot, and I thought I needed to share it with you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the screen. And I really think calls to the SEC are in order, because this is not right. This is just not right what's happening. It's not. All right, so
that's followed up by this one.
So here we go.
It says fraud, grifters, call the SEC.
Well, we've worked hard. My husband's worked very hard all of his life, and we're really looking forward to our retirement and doing things together. And this is, I still am in love after all these years with the same man, and I would like to spend some time with him before we leave this world.
So this is obviously a commercial about a precious metals, retirement, something, IRA, whatever.
In 2008, the whole thing collapsed. We had quite a nice portfolio going at the time, and we took a tremendous hit. We weren't diversified. We ended up having to reinvest. We ended up having to start all over again. I first had gotten the brochure in the mail, U.S. Money Reserve, and I looked it over and read it. That was when I decided.
I mean, to be fair, if you had several $1 million in the bank, would you get up first thing in the morning and immediately take a shower and change? I put on the same shirt I wore the night before when I get up in the morning before I get in the shower, and then I shower and change. I think I would do that probably more often if I had a bunch of money in the bank, because I'd probably sleep in more.
I think it was logical. All of the information on the pamphlet or the brochure I felt was very well done. And I called. I just felt like right now we need to prepare. And I want something in my
U.S. money reserves.
It's fine to have an account. It's fine to have investments. Physical gold is something that you have control over. It's in your hands.
Founded at the turn of the 21st century, U.S.
We haven't got to the lies yet, but we'll get there.
And is one of the nation's largest precious metals distributors. We are proud.
This is what actual research looks like. And if people would have actually, if you guys want to pay attention, if you do actual research on what can actually qualify as eligible for an IRA investment and what cannot qualify as eligible for an IRA investment. That's all laid out by the United States government.
Served more than 785,000 individual clients, providing them with more than 3
Me too, bug dude.
million or coins, all securely shipped directly from our main vault facility. Gold
Me too.
which will provide you important, never seen before facts you should know about making gold, silver, platinum, and palladium purchases.
I feel a lot more comfortable today than we were in 2008 because I feel like this.
So he's trying to show this as if these people are doing the same thing I do with Goldco.
To hold on to some of our wealth. I feel very strongly now that gold is going to go up because I look at what's cheapen the dollar by printing more and more money. It's like monopoly money. Gold is something that you can use for survival, whereas the other you have absolutely no control.
No control over the dollar.
Comfortable with the fact that we have found physical gold and that we have more diversified our portfolio.
This lady's a grifter.
Plus, all the times you have to get up to the night to fight cats and raccoons and possums and shit, Q Idiot. Q Idiot has the most active fucking animal wildlife around his house I've ever heard of in my life.
See how they cannot fall apart. That we're going to be able to manage.
Fall apart? You can't say that. I'm calling the SEC. I'm going to call.
To spend time and be comfortable and enjoy the things that we truly like to do together are still.
There's a difference between her saying, in my opinion, I think gold value is going to go up, and saying, if you leave your money in the bank, it's going to zero. This is the only way to save it. This is your last chance.
Possibly intact, even though everything else.
And by the way, just because this is a commercial on TV doesn't mean that she couldn't violate. Like, companies all the time get deceptive advertising issues, charges, and issues brought up where they have to pull, edit, change, whatever.
Pretty scary for the future. But I feel like now we're really.
What is a Q-tard? The people who still believe in QAnon, Trump's still president, Joe Biden's an alien clone lizard.
Chuck Woolery!
He's not real.
Another grifter. I'm going to have videotape deposition with the SEC. I can't take it.
Physical gold should be an important part of your portfolio. Simply call to speak directly with one of our knowledgeable account executives who can discuss your diversification goals using precious metals right now. We will also send you the complete guide to buying gold, which will provide you with important, never seen before facts and information you should know about making any gold, silver, platinum, or palladium purchase.
Don't wait until.
Who's that?
Call to get your
Wait, Philip Deal, president of the U.S. Money Reserve?
5 reasons. I covered on gold.
Former chief of staff of the U.S. Treasury? Another grifter.
And if you call right now, be sure to ask how you can get a.
Yeah, basically. I don't know why. Yeah. If you haven't noticed, over the past probably 6 years, there's been this huge push to make gold and silver investment a political issue. Like, hey, guys, don't we love Trump? Isn't the Democrats ruining our country? Well, we're all the same. Let's buy gold together before the value goes down.
Protection in the risk zone. Safeguard your portfolio in volatile times with gold. Another grifter. I'm calling the SEC. This is not fair. But I want a video deposition with them, and I'm filing a complaint. And they're going to jail. Everyone's going to jail. They're going to jail. Chuck Woolery, Philip Dale, all of them. They're going to jail.
You can begin protecting your assets with physical gold.
Can't say that. Protecting your assets.
Tell America's Gold Authority, U.S. Money Reserve. With 2 decades of business.
Who are all those people? They're all grifters.
And more than 500,000 clients worldwide.
500,000.
Money Reserve.
They've all been ripped off, like Woolery.
America.
Chuck Woolery is ripping off these people.
You notice they're very careful in their statements they make there, too. Phil just wings it. They're reading off a script that's been written to get as close to the line without crossing it as possible. I don't think I'm voting for president this year. I'm unsatisfied with both choices.
And Philip Deal. I don't care if he's the former chief of staff of whatever. These people need to know the truth. Okay? And the fraud that's being perpetrated by Chuck Woolery. Chuck Woolery is evil.
We're going to talk about silver. I mean, there's nothing wrong with buying gold or silver if you're buying it at spot price. But Phil's going to tell you pretty quickly that they're not.
And he's going to start losing followers. I can't believe this.
I'm sure you would vote for Kennedy Jr.
How could they even allow a commercial like that to go up? How could somebody like that be allowed to lie to these people? They're lying. Obviously.
No, he's breaking character.
They're not grifters. And the advice that they're giving is not financial advice, but it is an advertisement for a company in which they are paid to advertise for. So,
if you don't know, I'm sure you meant Robert F. Kennedy Jr. If you don't know, John F. Kennedy Jr. is still alive.
You could call the SEC, you could call the FBI, you could call whoever you want, but
all votes are real votes.
I mean, anyone has the right to do anything that they want to do. Doesn't mean it's actionable. Just means that.
I'm assuming if someone saw that they got a video deposition with the SEC or something, and that's what triggered him. Okay, and then the last video here. This is where he's going to make all his mistakes.
All right, listen, I had fun with that one. First and foremost, I don't endorse U.S. money reserves or the number that's on the screen, the 800 number that's on the screen, or that company has nothing to do with me at all. But what I do want to address is a couple things. First of all,
my nose is itching like I'm a crackhead.
The way I get paid for anything that I do is through sponsors. I read sponsors during my lives. Last night it was Field of Greens.
This is actually not true, but the actual big money that he makes is affiliate fees, right?
U.S. tax network for filing taxes. Tax rate was the night before. I mean, you guys know them, the ones that I read during live streams. In addition to that, I have other companies that I endorse that I enroll people into. My X-Patches system, xpatches.philgodlusky.live. Phil Silver, which is another discounted subscription-based gold and silver bullion company.
Discounted subscription-based gold and silver bullion. All those things are wrong. Well, subscription-based is right, I guess.
I get paid in various different ways. Sometimes it's just on an advertising commission. Other times it's for signups. A lot of my contracts are with Rumble. So the actors that you saw on the screen, Chuck Woolery is an actor. Philip Deal is actually the credentials that they have listed there. He was the...
Again, no one's mad at Phil for saying, hey, you know, financial times are tough. It's a volatile market. No one knows what's going to happen. I'm banking on, it's my opinion that people should bank with precious metals. They seem to hold their value longer. If something happens to the stock market, no one has an issue with any of that. And the legal system wouldn't have an issue with any of that. It's when he says things like, if you don't get your money out of the bank, it's definitely going to zero. All the banks are collapsing. You're not going to have a dime. It'll all be, when he makes definitive statements that you'll lose all your money if you don't invest with him, that's a fucking lie.
Former ambassador to the U.S. Mint and all that stuff they just on the screen. So when these people go on a commercial or do an advertisement for a particular company, they have...
I agree with that. He is pretty much a con artist. But yeah, there's no real chance that Kennedy's going to win.
Some sort of financial interest in doing so. They're not doing it for free. Okay? And if they were doing it for free, there's a really good chance that they have a financial interest in the company itself, meaning that they have some sort of ownership interest in the company so that if the company does well, they also do well. Okay? That's how it works. With us, influencers, most of you have not...
With us, influencers.
...donated me money so that I could do what I do full time, right? I asked for donations a little bit in the beginning to get started, and once we got started, that was it. You know, I actually refunded a lot of those donations, if you guys remember.
Do we remember?
Because I don't need them anymore, because I've monetized my channel to have...
I hear him read Rumble rants all the time. $100 Rumble rant, thank you very much, says, are you refunding those? Somebody send me $1,000 donation. Watch how quick I refund it. Hurry. Don't wait.
Advertisements to have sponsors to earn commissions from companies that I partner with. Now, the companies...
Commissions. Now he finally mentioned commissions. So I get paid for money. So there's a vastly different. First of all, anytime that you make a video and put it online, you can use this in the future. Anytime that you make a video and put it online, and some product or service that you mention in that video, you benefit in any way, shape, or form from them. That's financially, or they gave you the product for free, or they took you out to dinner. You're supposed to admit that, okay? You're supposed to say, this is an affiliate link. This is, this is a paid promotion. This is whatever. There's even boxes you can check when you upload on a lot of platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, that says this includes a paid promotion. You guys have seen me run, when I get sponsorships, right? We'll run a sponsorship and I'll say it's a paid promotion. We get a base fee plus, a fee depending on how many people sign up. There will be disclosures at the bottom. There'll be links to the policies, right, that this company uses. And we do that often. Even in my description right now, if you happen to be watching on YouTube, you can click my description and it'll tell you that there are affiliate links down there. They're Amazon affiliate links. It has the camera I use, some of the lights I use, the microphone and shit like that. And if you buy those are affiliate links. I have to disclose that. Okay. And then there's a difference between, hey, they paid me $10,000 to, read this 1 minute ad spot and that's it. Or they paid me $0 or $5,000 or $2,000 or whatever. Plus, for every person that signs up, I make a little bit of money. right? There's a difference between those two deals. Either getting paid straight up, no matter what happens, I just say it to my audience and I'm done. Or having a vested interest in people actually believing you, going and using the service or signing up or buying it or whatever, and you getting a percentage of that, right? An affiliate percentage.
With are strategic in nature. I don't just randomly take anything that comes to me. In fact, I could literally fight off sponsorships with a stick. When you have the views that I have and the followers that I have, people come knocking on your door every single day. And I got news for you too. No publicity is bad publicity. So the more people talk about me online, good or bad, it's good publicity, especially online. Now the defamation and stuff like that, different story, we'll leave that in court. But
that's technically true, right? There's no such thing as bad press. I don't care if Nick shows a video of me when we lost our house or says, oh my God, he's not even hot. Look at him in the shower. I'm so not turned on. Or whatever. It doesn't matter. Say my name, motherfuckers.
I have sponsors that foam at the mouth for me to mention them. And if one ever drops, I pick up another. And if that one isn't paying what fair market value is for my services, I drop them and I get another. And there's a never ending list of them. That's why you'll see some changes in my channel and some new ones to come from time to time. Now, what you heard there from Woolery and from the lady who they claimed was a actual client, I think if they claim that, she actually must be an actual client. But that doesn't mean that if she's an actual client, she still can't get paid for the advertisement, because she could.
It doesn't mean that she's an actual client. Like she doesn't have to be an actual client, right? You could actually, they can put an actor in place, right? If they have an actual testimonial but paid actor, you see those disclaimers sometimes, like actual testimony, paid actor, and it'll have an asterisk at the bottom.
I'm an actual client of all the companies that I endorse. So if I went live or made a video and said, put a little subscript down below and said Phil Godleski, actual client, that would be true. That would be true for TapRight. That would be true for Field Greens. That would be true for Phil Silver. That would be true for X Patches. Actually wearing an X Patch right now, just to prove a point. Oh, hard to get off at first. Gotta put that on. They do go back on, but they're not as sticky, so you gotta be careful with that. It's pretty dumb that I actually just took that off. Didn't have to do that. Anyway, so an actual client just means that they have participated in the services or the product line at some point. I'm an actual client of just about all companies that I endorse. That doesn't mean that you still can't get paid a commission or a salary or a stipend or whatever you want to call it. The people that we just saw speaking, all three of them, Philip Deal, Chuck Woolery, the lady in the beginning, as well as the narrator, all got paid for that ad. There's nothing illegal about that. Now, if you were to go
and the narrator
and purchase a certain amount of metals from that company, and let's say you put $10,000 in or $50,000 in or $500,000 in, whatever, and then a few months later the value decreases. It goes down 10%, 20%, 5%, whatever. Do you think you have the right to sue Chuck Woolery?
Technically, no. Technically, no, right? An investment is just that, an investment. And you even see disclaimers at times that say, as with all investments, monetary loss is an outcome that may happen. But if Chuck Woolery comes on and tells me, I promise you, if you put in $100 by next month, it'll be worth $120. Or tells me that if you invest in silver at $23 an ounce, it's going to $20,000 an ounce, guaranteed, that would be another issue. These are things that Phil has said, right? That silver will be $50,000 an ounce because Elon Musk and people are going to use so much of it.
How about Phil Deal? You think you can sue him? You think that you're going to be able to put him in jail because the money went down in your account? You think you could call the SEC?
He's explaining it as if someone just came on and said, hey, this is an investment opportunity. You may lose money. You may make money. I think it's a good opportunity. I'm using it, and I think you should too. Here's why. Rather than him saying you're going to lose all your money if you don't do this.
And tell the SEC that U.S. money reserves did something wrong because you put in X and now your account is worth X minus 20%. Think the SEC is going to create an actionable cause against U.S. money reserves? Will they hear you out? Yeah, they'll hear you out. They'll take your call. They'll take a report. They'll probably do a video deposition because they get paid to do that. Do you have an actionable claim against Chuck Woolery, Phil Deal, or the company itself, or any of those 100 people that are on the screen at the end? The person that you talked to on the phone that day? No, you don't.
It depends on what they say. Absolutely. When he says the person you talked to on the phone that day, if I call them and they say, I guarantee you that you're going to double your money within 5 years, and I don't, if I have that call recorded, or better yet, the company has it recorded, yes, I do have a case. They have to explain it to you as is, an investment opportunity where you may or may not lose money. You may or may not make money.
When you put any sort of money in gold and silver, palladium, platinum, copper. Stock market. You can buy stock for oil. You can buy stock for Disney. You can buy stock for Netflix, Tesla, whatever. Any stock, pick a stock, buy it. A couple months later, stock goes.
Don't worry, he'll smooth it over in his next live saying, "Oh, some people were mad because I was saying, you know, silver could go up or could go down, but look at who's using silver. What do you think the main ingredient in Mad Bads is?"
Down.
Shit like that.
Who are you gonna sue? The SEC? You gonna sue the S&P 500? How about Wall Street? You gonna sue Wall Street? You gonna sue Tesla because their stock went down? Listen, anything you invest in, and this isn't financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, blah, blah, blah. Anything you invest in contains risk. Anything. Baseball cards. Do you know how many baseball cards I own? Give them away, fill this room with baseball cards. Gold and silver. I can fill the room with gold and silver. Bars stacked as high as you can see. Coins stacked as high as you can see. Ceiling the floor. I'm aware that there's risk with those things. Stock. A while ago, I did well in Tesla stock. Bought it at $100, sold it at $1,200 or so, $1,100, something like that. Bitcoin. I'm really lucky with Bitcoin. Took that profit, put it in the gold and silver, never looked back. Could I have lost money with that stock? Sure. Could I have lost money with Bitcoin? Who am I going to sell? Sue? Bitcoin? Am I going to sell the am I going to sue the advertisement that I saw on television to purchase Bitcoin? How about Jordan Sather? Jordan Sather, I saw this morning, put up a post for...
Tesla stock's never been that high, has it? The highest Tesla stock's ever been is... What did he said? 1,200. Hold on.
A while ago, I did well in Tesla stock. Bought it at $100, sold it at $1,200 or so, $1,100, something like that. Bitcoin. I'm really lucky with Bitcoin. Took that profit, put it in the gold and silver, never looked back. Could I have lost money?
Yeah, it peaked at 1,250. Oh, I didn't think it ever went that high.
That stock? Sure. Could I have lost money with Bitcoin? Who am I going to sell? Sue? Bitcoin? Am I going to sell the am I going to sue the advertisement that I saw on television to purchase Bitcoin? How about Jordan Sather? Jordan Sather,
I know in 2020 or something, it was like up 700%. I didn't think it was that high, though.
For advertising Bitcoin. You know, it's good gains of Bitcoin or something, he said, I don't remember. But maybe I should file a complaint against Sather with the SEC. See how ridiculous this is? Those of you that have rolled over a 401k or an IRA, and let's say you took $300,000 out of your current 401k or IRA and rolled it over into precious metals.
See, I'm looking at the year high here, and the highest... Hold on. Let me find a different website, because maybe I'm looking at something wrong. Yeah, it peaked at about 3 something, 360, maybe 400. What's the year high here? The year high for 2024 was 248, 2023 was 293, 2022 was 399, 2021 was 409, 2020 was 250, 235, 2019 was 28. That'd have been the time to get in. It was 2019 at $28 a share for the high that year, and then the next year it's almost 10 times that. Jesus. 2011 it was $2 and something. What's the year low? 11. You could have bought it in 2019 for as low as $11 and sold it in 2020 for as high as $235. I guess the best would be buying it at $1.45 and selling it for $500 return almost. $400 400% return. Anyways.
You were given most likely coins that has what's called numismatic value. That means that, want me to show you one? It just so happens that I have this one playing right here.
Oh my God, you can just say it once. I see it all caps and again and again and again. I see it. Chill.
I'm going to show it to you yet. This is a coin that is 2 ounces of 999 fine silver. Let's do the math real quick. 999 fine silver is considered, the spot value I should say, considered for 999 silver right now is like 20.
The stock has surged 2,450 over the past decade, causing 2,450% over the past decade, causing the company to initiate not one but 2 stock splits in recent years. Tesla completed a 5-to-1 stock split mid 2020. A 3-to-1 split and a 5-to-1 split. When was the 5-to-1? The 3-to-1 was in 2022. The 5-to-1 was in 2020. Additional shares for shares they already own. 31 stock split saw investors receive 2 additional shares for each one they already owned when markets closed on August 17th, 2022. The new shares were distributed after closing bell on August 24th. Tesla began trading on a split-adjusted basis when markets opened on August 25th. Tesla said the main reason it decided to split the stock was so it could continue to offer attractive compensation packages to employees that include options over equity. It said the stock split would help reset the market price so that employees will have more flexibility in managing their equity. A stock split lowers the value of each share in an issue. Tesla shares closed on August 24th at $891.29 and began trading on a split-adjusted basis at around $297 per share. Stock splits are believed to improve the liquidity by making the stock more accessible to more people, particularly each individual retail trader with less money to deploy. Tesla has said retail investors have expressed a high level of interest in investing in our stock. Tesla completed a 5-to-1 stock split back in August of 2020. Tesla shares went through a period of volatility in the days and weeks after the split, but it ultimately provided a catalyst considering the stock managed to rally almost 60% between the stock split being completed and the end of the 2020. The surge in value helped to propel. So it really, like, some of those could be as high as 15 times what I was just reading. So way over what I was reading. The need for the catalyst is even greater this time around, considering Tesla shares have fallen over 18% since the first announcing its stock split plans back in March and lost over 1/4 in value since they started 2022. Sorry, Will, just wanted to catch it. Yeah, you're good. It's no big deal. So they've split. They did a 5-buy split and a 3-buy split, so it could be as much as. So yeah, you could have easily had those numbers. It could have been 15 times what I was just reading. It's only giving me what the stocks are now. So all they do is, like, let's say their stocks are $100 a piece and they split them in half. You just get 2 $50 stocks. And the market value that I'm reading now would be as if there was these 2 $50 stocks rather than one $100 stock. So the numbers aren't going to correlate to before the split. It's going to treat it as the number of stocks right now rather than the number of stocks before, right? Because they've diluted the shares. I was wrong.
3 bucks, roughly. Okay. So in my hand, I own 2 ounces per ounce. So in my hand, I own 2 ounces. So 2 ounces times $23 an ounce. Let me do the math.
God, this right here pisses me off. This pisses me off.
Got that? Okay. Now, this coin.
Thank you for the donation.
The spot value of this coin, meaning if I melted it down and I was left with just the metal, this is worth $46 because it's 2 ounces. Okay. Now, same coin, but we did something special to it. I got this at the Super Bowl. This particular coin with that logo on it and that on the back now has additional value than just.
I don't even know if he ever even owned Tesla stock. He might be making the whole thing up. I was just curious. Someone said I wonder how many shares he had. Who knows? He also claims he was a Bitcoin millionaire or a crypto millionaire or whatever. He obviously wasn't.
Okay.
He was broke with $300 in the bank and went to jail for bouncing a $20,000 check. If I don't give a damn how much you're like, I'm holding on forever. I'm never selling. I'm never letting go. If you're going to fucking prison for not paying your debts, you would cash out enough to pay that debt.
Why? Because that's a very special logo that is patented to the NFL. No one could use that logo without permission for the NFL. That makes it rare. It makes it hard to get. In addition to that, there are only 500 of these made in the entire world. And there will never be more than 500 of these made. This is one coin sitting in my hand. That is one of 500 in the entire world because of the likeness on the coin. Got that? This is another one. Same coin. So I now have 2 of 500 in the entire world. If I were to melt both of those coins down and just be left with a chunk of silver in my hand, I would have 2 ounces melted of one and 2 ounces melted of another. $46 for one, $46 for the other. Add that up, comes to.
So he's trying to bring out intrinsic value in something like fucking Morgan silver dollars or whatever they are, right? They're worth a certain amount, not because they're worth like $15 in silver, because certain years, certain things on them, the quality of the coin, like collector's coins, right? Collector coins. Numismatic means, he's going to get this wrong so many times. Numismatic means having to do with money. Paper, coinage, money.
Oh, yeah, carry on. $92. And if I melted them, that's all I would have. Because you can no longer tell that it has a logo on it. There's no certification anymore. There's no certificate of authenticity showing that that coin was or had a logo of the Super Bowl and was not only trademarked by that logo, but also authenticated. And there's only 500 in the world printed. Minted, I should say. That is called numismatic value. The value associated with that logo and that number of coins minted adds to the spot price. It adds to the melted value.
Let's see. Well, this shows it at the Holland Mint. Shows the coin he was just holding from the Holland Mint. That's it. Super Bowl, Las Vegas, Super Bowl commemorative silver coin. Is this 2 ounces for real? 39 millimeter. Officially licensed NFL limited edition of each of only 5,000. He said 500. Individually numbered on its edge, protected the clear capsule, preserve its condition. This actually looks nicer than his. Why does this not say the... Sure, that's not 2 ounces. That's probably 1 ounce, right? It doesn't even say 39 millimeter. That was just the first one I found that I pulled up, but it says 1 of 5,000. Super Bowl, okay. Though that's a 1 ounce flip coin. 1 ounce. It should be 2 ounce. If it was offered at the Super Bowl, I don't know. He might have bought it at the Super Bowl. Silver two-tone, Super Bowl, 58, two-tone flip coin. No, that's still an ounce. I figured it would, I don't know, be around 100 to somewhere between 100 and 200 bucks, probably if they're selling it at the Super Bowl. But who knows? The markups are like crazy. 2 ounce silver. I don't even see it anywhere, really. The Holland Mint apparently does one for every Super Bowl, like I just showed you. Not only do they do it before the Super Bowl, but it looks like they do like a winner's thing. They even do two-tone with the gold bands. I don't know if it's plated or what, but like a gold band on the outside and silver on the inside. And then after whoever wins, they do a commemorative coin for the win. I don't know if Holland Mint is the one the NFL uses. I know they're licensed to the NFL because they got all the NFL shit here. But Holland Mint does it. Sorry, off track.
Okay. That coin right now, each of them, is worth $1,000.
That's right. Thank God he took him down. Never see Phil again. That's what people are like, you don't cover Phil anymore. Why should I? I thought he was taken down. Where's he at?
$1,000. That is a multiple of approximately 50 over spot price. So if you rolled over a 401k or an IRA and you got some sort of special coin that had an eagle on it or a pirate ship on it or a bird on it or a...
Okay, some sort of special coin. So if you roll over a 401k or IRA and you get a special coin, eagle or pirate ship or bird, who knows?
Year of the rabbit on it or whatever, anything.
Year of the rabbit.
Special marking. And because of that marking, there are only a certain number of that particular coin minted in the entire flat earth.
Oh my goodness.
Are you kidding me? A little bit different than what it was. Anyway. Let's say you got a bunch of those coins, whether they were gold or silver. The value on those coins is higher than the melt price or spot price of silver or gold. Why? Because they're rare. They're specific. There's only a certain number of them made.
They're rare. They're specific. Are they collectible, Phil?
Now, after you roll over that 401k or IRA, you get what's called a custodian account, who holds your metals for you in a vault. Now, in some cases, you could have them shipped to you if you wanted to. Totally up to you. When you log into your account and you see how many coins are in there and of what type of coin are in there, you will see the value of your account. But the value of your account in that custodian account is legally, meaning it has to be shown as the spot price.
Why? Why would there need to be this clarity that someone can tell me my account's worth $300,000, but they have to legally show me it's worth $89,000 on spot price? Why? That's an interesting question, right? Because if this is just a set value, everybody knows it. These things are collectible. They're more expensive than the melt value, and this is an accepted amount that, okay, these are worth more than spot. Why would they have to show me spot value? Could it be because companies often artificially inflate how much these coin sets are worth or these coins are worth. And this is the U.S. government forcing some clarity into this investment scheme. Imagine now, if you will, let's say you have 500,000. This is your nest egg. This is your retirement for the rest of your life. You and your wife worked your whole life to save up $500,000 to live the next 20 years and not have to worry, right? If you need a new car or a fucking place to stay or medical bills or what, you don't have to worry, right? $500,000. And you roll it over to Goldco and you log into your account and you see it's only worth $150,000. But don't worry, there's a guy that you can call and he'll say, well, we estimate your collectible coins are actually worth more than $500,000. Would that make you feel good inside? Would that make you feel like you invested correctly? Would that make you feel like you had your money was taken care of? The reason they have to show you its spot price is because this has been used to scam so many people. A company can't just say, oh, this coin, if you melt it, it's worth $23, but we're saying it's worth $300, which is also what 7K Metals does. 7K Metals has their own coins minted in a certain amount of numbers of them and different decorations on the front, and then they tell you what it's worth. They price it. Not to mention all of the issues with the price of collectibles. The price of collectibles is all over the fucking place. When people have money and it's young people have money and it's something from their childhood they like, so, you know, some type of callback to their youth, they'll spend a ton of money. When the economy's bad, you lose all of that premium. You lose all of that premium over a collectible, right? No one gives a fuck about, you know, oh, I love this type of collectible, blah, 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 when they can't pay their rent. But when money's flowing and the economy's doing good and jobs are doing good and people are making a lot of money, collectibles go through the roof sometimes.
They cannot show you the numismatic value of your vault. They're not allowed to do that. If you have your certificates of authenticity for the particular coins that you bought, which you will have upon the rollover, you could say, well, not only do I have the spot price of the metals, but I also have these particular coins, which have a particular logo on them, and the mintage of it is 1 of 500, 1 of 1,000, 1 of 10,000, whatever it may be. The lower that mintage, the more valuable the coin is. That is called numismatic value. Big, long word that just means something special about this shit.
Big, long word. Numismatic value is a big, long word that means something special about this shit. Again, numismatic is often used in coin collecting or money collecting, I guess, bills as well. But numismatic only means it doesn't mean collectible, it doesn't mean fancy or something special. It only means relating to coins or paper currency or metals. Not like metals, like with T, metals, like a medal you would be awarded.
And the specialty of it is determined by what the logo is. Because if I just put a logo of Pepsi on a coin, Pepsi is a very commonly trademarked, or I shouldn't say trademarked, a very commonly used logo. You see it on shirts, you see it on shoes, you see it everywhere. It's on coins all over the place too. So that's not going to get you really high value simply because it's not a very...
Numismatics. If you say numismatic, that means relating to bills or coin or a medal you may be awarded. If you say numismatics, like economics, or it's the study of coins and currency units. So numismatics is the study of coins. Again, it has nothing to do with it being special or not.
Hard logo to come across. It's very widely used.
There can be people that are interested in collecting numismatic memorabilia of the least valuable thing in the world, like brand new pennies.
Pepsi doesn't care. Pepsi wants their logo out there for brand recognition. The Super Bowl does not. Some of the things on your coins that you've rolled over to a 401k, right?
I'm just getting better, actually.
They don't want that logo spread either, so they made a certain number of coins with a very specific logo, which gained value on top of your coin's melt or spot value, in addition to that melt or spot value.
In addition to, okay.
You may have rolled over, let's say, $300,000 in your 401k or IRA from the fiat dollar, which you were with before, to precious metals. Now that you've rolled over that 300, you get your login details, you log into your custodian account, you see 200,000. What the hell? Just 2 months ago, you rolled over 300,000.
Not only is he setting you up for the biggest lie he's going to fucking tell you this whole time, all of these companies have been under fire. Goldco and the lot of them have been under fire and criticism for not disclosing their fees. Not disclosing their fees. Some of them are charging as much as 30 and 40%. 30 or 40%. Now, you think that's not a big deal if we're talking like $1, right? The minimum to enroll is $50K. $50,000. You're going to lose 30 or 40% of it right off the bat the day you enter in.
Now you log in. All things are the same, and you have 200,000. What happened? Better call the SEC. The 200,000 value that you see in your custodian account is only accounting for the spot price or the melt price of your metal. It's not counting at all towards numismatic value because the law doesn't allow the custodian to determine numismatic value. Numismatic value.
Because there's no way to fucking determine it. Which is sad because they use an inflated number when they buy it for you. You don't even know what coins you have, much less what a collector would pay for them. And we're going to talk about that in a second. Imagine I owned the company that sold you these numismatic investments. I own the company that sells them, and I also go to the mint, tell the mint what I want them to produce. I'm the only person that is allowed to get these produced by the mint, so I also set the value. I can't even compare American Money Vault to Goldco, because American Money Vault and Goldco are both going to the Canadian Mint and saying, only print these for me. They print them and they say, okay, well, spot price is, $23. I'm going to say they're worth $95. Boom. They buy them for you, but there's no real way other than taking them all out and trying to get a collector to buy them to see what they're actually worth. This is a huge fucking ripoff, guys.
It was determined by the mintage, how many coins were actually printed in that design, in that denomination, and the rarity of whatever is actually on your coin. So just because you log in and you see a loss, you are not calculating the actual value of your coins that are in that vault.
His piercings are up too high. I would imagine they're probably too far forward because when people are grabbing him by his ears, you remember how yours worked out like that, babe.
It is very important to do that. You can't just log in and see, here's your value. That is the spot value. That value will fluctuate as the price of metals goes up and down. But that would be if you took all of your coin and melted them and just got a big ball of metal, silver, gold, or whatever. Is that what you have in your vault, just a big ball of bullion?
Not to mention, imagine everybody knows you take a hit. Why do people buy stuff in bulk? It's to save money, right? There's less packaging, there's less transactions, there's less people handling it. We buy stuff in bulk because it's cheaper. So what happens to your valuation of your investment if you need to sell in bulk? Are you thinking you're going to take every fucking coin that they say is worth whatever individually and sell them for the top price to a single collector, one coin at a time?
Bullion, the term bullion, is exactly that. Let me show you bullion. Come with me for a walk through my house. There's Babe Ruth.
When I buy silver in bulk, I get a deal. I buy silver. I'm not saying silver and gold are a bad investment. I think you should diversify. I think that's what everybody should recommend is diversification, not you're going to lose all your money if you live in the bank, so send it to me. But I have silver. Hell, I got some silver staying here. It's the same silver I show you all the time. A couple of things I got for the boys, just plain fucking rounds. And then I've even got an artisan pour. Like it's not, I don't remember what I paid for it. I think $130. It's nowhere near worth that because it's only 1.6 ounces. So it's a little over an ounce and a half. But I think I paid over $100 for it because it's just a cool art pour. It's like the Eye of Horus or whatever, like the all-seeing eye, and it's a pyramid. Some of that satanics. Hold on, let me hold it like this. See it there? Let me hold it the way they expect me to hold it. Hold on. See my coin? That's an artisan pour from a guy. I think his name's Red Dragon Silver or something like that on YouTube. He does like live pours and auctions. And I thought, hey, that's cool. And it's kind of like Illuminati. They already call me satanic. Might as well buy it.
Don't worry about it. For your life is over my right shoulder. Left shoulder, if you're looking at me in this camera right now.
He's about to show off all of it.
Bullion. Want to see my fleet? Yeah. That's really big. And of course, that's a Z06. And of course, the flat. And then my prized possession. Just goes like that.
This car would be cool to drive. It's a 700 horsepower twin turboed gasoline engine, but in between the engine and transmission, if I ever get a chance to punch Phil in the face, I'm gonna ask him if I drive his car first. But in between the engine and transmission, there is an electric motor, and there's 2 electric motors up front. So the way it's all-wheel drive is gas, and it's got this proprietary system that like puts the electric and the mixes the electric and gas. So it's all-wheel drive. It's got like 700 horsepower gas from the gasoline engine and like another 200 horsepower, 200 and some from the electric engines. It's actually pretty cool. It looks pretty sick. It's got 3 electric motors and 1 big ass gas motor, and they all work together. Like you can put it in race mode, and it's just fucking insane. So if I ever get a chance to fucking show up and punch him in the face or some shit, I'm gonna ask him if I can drive his car first. If you guys are mad at me, you just have to be mad at me. I want to drive it.
That's a twin turbo plug-in hybrid Ferrari SF90 Spider, 1156 horsepower, which is weird because it goes 0 to 60 in Tesla's talking to me. Goes 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. And this one with 1100 horsepower goes 0 to 60 in 1.8. Why? Because that's fully electric. The Tesla and the Ferrari is partially electric, twin turbo plug-in hybrid. But it also has a gasoline motor too. It's really cool. So anyway, back to just one of my home saves.
I don't know. It's just a cool car. Right. The way they made the electric and gas work together.
Silver bar. Yep.
Silver bar.
It's just a bar. It's not like, watch this, ready? Doesn't matter if it's dinged up, spit on, stained. It's just a bar.
This is also not true. There's certain bars from certain mints and certain times and certain things, and especially when you start getting into collecting gold, where like PAMP, P-A-M-P or whatever it is, like those bring a higher premium than other other gold minters or distributors or whatever. Some of those bring a higher premium. So even there can even be a premium in bars. You won't see it as often, but there can be a premium in bullion.
Kilogram.
For certain designs and shit.
Right. This right now is probably worth about $800, $900, $1,000, somewhere in that vicinity. I don't know, but it's about that. Okay. 1 kilogram. Heavy. Very heavy. Similarly, holy shit. Don't drop that on your toes. 100 ounce. 100 ounces. However, not great about this. Just a bar. See, it's got some blemishes. The way that it was poured and cast, not that great. I could like, if it cracked in half, wouldn't matter because I still have the same amount. I still have 100 ounces. Get it? Okay.
So there's 100. A kilo is worth about 7. 1 kilo is like worth about like $7.50 or something. 100 ounces. If it's $23 an ounce, 100 ounces, you just add 2 zeros to it.
No. Let me show you something different. I found a good one.
This is another chance for him to brag about what they bought him. It's crazy they don't realize that they paid for all this.
There we go. It's flat earth coin. So that's flat. Pretty cool, right? 1 of 100 in the world. Only 100 of these exist.
It is a flat earth coin. It even says great conspiracies and flat earth on it.
It's in a hard case. Okay. Back of it. This is only 2 ounces. It's a 2 ounce coin. Okay. 2 ounces. Got that? 100 ounces. Which is worth more? You would think of 100 ounce, right? 100 ounces times $23 spot price is $2,300. This is worth about $2,300, assuming the spot price is $23. 2 ounces. Spot price, $23 times 2. Wait. $46, right? Wrong. Way wrong. It's about a $5,000 coin. Why?
I very seriously doubt it's worth anywhere near that.
Because of what's on it. Number 1. Number 2. There's only 100 in the whole world. Whole world. You know how many bars there are from JBR that look like this? Thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. It's just cast. It's just silver. It's melted down silver, put in the shape of a rectangle, and then they stamp it with where it came from and the amount of ounces that's on. That has. There's a serial number on the bottom and everything, whatever. But it's just cast silver. There's nothing great about it. It's still worth $2,300 because it's 100 ounces of silver. $5,000. 2 ounces. You get it? So what the naysayers want you to believe, if you've been a customer for any of my companies, is that you've been ripped off. You haven't been ripped off. They are just manipulating your mind into thinking something different happened.
They're manipulating your mind, guys.
Because that's what we live through every day. All right? One more example. These are 1 troy ounces of gold. See, I have 2 of them in my hand. I have about 50 of them in there, sitting right there. 1 troy ounce of gold. Spot price of gold right now is about $2,000 roughly. So if you say 50 of those times $2,000, right, each, you come up with a value of what? 2,000 times 50. Oof. 2,000, 3 zeros. Bring down a 0, that's 4 zeros. 2 times 5 is 10. Add another 0, that's 5 zeros. Plus the 1 from the 10. So 5 zeros, that would be, that would be $100,000.
Thank God his fucking AC or whatever kicked off.
Pretty good, right? Okay.
Uh-oh. What's he got here?
Where's my gloves? Carefully touch the sides. That is 1 kilo with the Nazi insignia. The swastika.
Uh-oh.
This is less than 50 ounces. 50 ounces of those 1 ounce coins that we just saw. Which
Holocaust deniers got Nazi gold.
Right next to the kilo here. That Nazi gold that you just saw, because of what it is and because of the rarity, it's worth about $1 million. Less than 50 ounces. So
$1 million.
50 ounces. Less than 50 ounces in the Nazi kilo. 1,100,000. How, Phil? Well, melt this. You know what it would be worth? Under $100,000. Melt these. You know what it would be worth? Still $100,000. The fact that that gold is what it is, whoops, can't do that. And it came from where it came from, gives it value beyond belief. So those that want to tell you that, oh, your portfolio dropped so much, they're lying to you. And if you want to let yourself be consumed with that lie, you can. No one's going to stop you from believing what you want to believe.
$1 million, guys. $1 million.
Believe whatever you want to believe. But the fact of the matter is, numismatic value when it comes to metals is incredibly important and much, much, much more important than how many ounces you have of a particular metal. How many ounces you have, no other things considered. That's called bullion. And bullion only has spot value, melt value.
Everywhere I look for this Nazi gold bar, it's the Reich Bank gold bar, German Reich Bank gold bar. Every time I look for it, it's either fake, like it's like a fake like collector piece, or it's like memorabilia, I guess, or it's a plated one or a smaller one, or I can't actually find it and how much it's worth. I looked at this earlier. Oh, wait, hold on. Hard to believe that the 3 sources boosted German official gold reserves by 71 million, 1.3 billion. Oh, no, that's not it. Yeah, I'm trying to find it like legit for real, but every time I fucking find it, it's fake. It says, like, they're not trying to scam me, but it says not gold, like this is a recreation, not gold, blah, 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 whatever. But still, it's always fake. So I don't know what the real value is on it. He says 1.3 million or whatever. I have no idea.
Static value is where it's at. And as spot value rises, not only do you get the increased value for spot value, or if it decreases, but in this case, in this example, as it rises, you get an increased value for the metal that you own, but the numismatic value rises regardless of the spot price. You could have a spot price plummet. You could have silver go from $23 an ounce to $15 an ounce. You lost that much money per ounce when that value went down, but over time, the numismatic value will continue to rise for a coin because of how old it is and because of how rare it is. Prime example of what I'm talking about. Forget my private vault, whatever. Just go to the U.S. Mint. Try to buy a 1 ounce silver eagle. Why wouldn't that 1 ounce silver eagle be $23? It's 1 ounce of silver. Spot price $23. Try to get it for less than $90. Is the U.S. government ripping you off? You can call the SEC and do a videotape deposition? I don't think so, but you can. Do whatever you want. The question is it actionable? And if you're wasting your time or putting a lot of emphasis on something that's not actionable, and you're believing descending voices that are leading you down the wrong path, all you're doing is harming yourself. I try my best on a daily basis to make other lives better. Of course, my family and my boys and my girls are more important to me than anything. But I would never sacrifice my ethics or my morals ever again like I ever did in my past lives. I'll never do that again. It made me unhappy. It made me unhealthy. It led to my divorce. It led to the loss of custody of my kids. And I led a very terrible life. And I said to myself, that's it, no more.
Okay.
You know,
terrible
life. Help people. And ever since I've been doing that.
Now he's just helping people, right?
So that's my spiel.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth $1 million. I was trying to find a more accurate value. It's hard to say though. I mean, obviously these are extremely like famous gold bars because everybody's making like replicas, and even some of them like are like 24 karat gold clad replicas. But I don't see any that are like the actual, and maybe they were lost to history, and that's why there's so many replicas. I don't know. I'd like to know what it's worth, but. It's probably just something Phil's lying about.
Take a closer look at the numismatic value of your portfolio if you have rolled over a 401k or an IRA into precious metals. Not just the spot value. There's two different values for coins. Spot price, numismatic value. You could have one without the other. You could have spot price without numismatic value, but you could never, ever have numismatic value without spot price. Spot price will always be there, whatever it is. It doesn't necessarily mean that there will be numismatic value to your coin. That's why it's important to make sure the coins that you're buying have a rarity. Is it the number that are printed? The total number that are minted? Printed, I keep saying, but minted? Or not, I should say, and or, is there some sort of special artifact, design? For example, get something with the Roman Colosseum on it. It's one of history's great marvels. That alone, or really anything Roman Empire related, has incredible numismatic value. I can tell you the story. When I first joined 7K Metals, they had a series out. It was called the Roman Emperor series, and they released, I think it was 12 or 13 coins with different Roman empires on them. Julius Caesar. Oh man, I'm blanking. I can't think of the rest. It's crazy. And I'm like really big in the Roman Empire too.
Oh, you got one. Anyway, he's really big into it.
One of the coins that I bought in that collection was Julius Caesar, and I paid $599 for it. And I was only a 2-ounce coin, $599 for a 2-ounce coin. But because it was Julius Caesar and part of this limited edition, $599 is the price. I bought it. Same day, I was lucky enough to be one of the very few members of 7K Metals that actually got it. 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks later. I looked on Stack and Sell, which is part of 7K Metals reselling program. So if you have a coin you want to sell, you go to Stack and Sell, list the coin, and other members could buy it. How much that Julius Caesar coin was going for 2 weeks later? $3,000. In 2 weeks, my coin went from $599 to $3,000. Why?
He never has a screenshot to this or the, go here and look up how much it's worth, right?
That happened in such a short period of time? Because the series sold out, and there's no more to ever be made. That Corvette that you just on there is one of 30 in the world. The Ferrari that you just on there, one of 25 in the world. It's the Assetto Feriani edition. Don't know who that is, but what I do know is something good because it's only one of a few. That's how coin values work. So if you're caught up in spot price, melt price, the value of your custodian's portfolio, you're looking down the wrong path. And don't take my word for it. Ask a metals expert. Ask a coin expert. Go into your local coin shop and ask them what your most. Do this as an experiment. If you're curious, go into your local gold and silver dealer. You have to have one somewhere.
I saw somebody on TikTok took an old article about it was from 2020, and it was like, what if the government wanted to seize your food for hoarding or whatever? And that's been kind of blowing up on TikTok, but I haven't seen any laws about it. That you can't stockpile food or whatever.
In your vicinity. Go in there, and the first thing I want you to ask that dealer is, where in this entire shop is your most expensive coin? Not your biggest coin, not the most ounces, your most expensive coin. He'll take you to it. Okay? Pick it up, hold it. Say, how many ounces is this? He's probably going to say 1 or 2, maybe 5, who knows? And you say, and how much is the price? And he's going to say 10,000, 9,000, 8,000, whatever. And you're like, well, how could that be? Get the spot price and pull up your phone. Spot price of silver or gold, whatever the coin is today, is only $23 or $2,000. How could you be selling this for so much more if it's only 2 ounces? Listen to his explanation. See if it matches what I just said. You don't believe that guy? Go to another shop. Do the same experiment. You don't believe that? Go to YouTube and look up numismatic coin value. You don't got to believe me. I may be telling you something that you don't know, but that doesn't mean it's false. It just means you didn't know it yet. And if you don't believe the first person that told you, if it was me, go get another opinion. But don't fall for the trap that the other side is laying for you and trying to make it seem like I ripped you off or one of my companies ripped you off or anything like that. Do your own research and stop listening to the people that are trying to frighten you out of a good move that you've made. Because essentially that's what they're doing. 40 minutes. I talked for 40 minutes on this. I hope you learned something. Because those 40 minutes I'll never get back.
We're fixing to tell you exactly what's wrong with it.
Family Feud. He used to be on there, and I trusted him, and I investments. I gotta go take the position today.
There we go. That's the face he ends on. So what are the issues with this? Well, first of all, if we start talking about the issues that Phil face, can you advertise that you can buy precious metals? Sure you can. I can tell you right now, you can go to such and such with my link and buy precious metals, and we get a kickback or whatever, right? Of course. That's allowed. So there's nothing wrong with that. The problem comes when you add on expectations, right? The bank is going to crash, paper money is going to be worth zero, and you're saying this as a definitive. Even if Phil would have said, even if he'd have made these what if statements, what if the dollar goes to zero? What if the bank crashes? What if you can't get it, right? He doesn't do that. He tells you that silver is going to be $50,000 an ounce. He says that wait 5 years, look how much it's worth. Wait till you see this. Everybody's using silver. Med beds are made of silver. Elon Musk is buying up all the silver. The government's going to buy up all the silver. And it's going to be $50,000 an ounce. It's going to be worth more than gold, he even said. it's going to be worth more than gold, he said. I don't think this has anything to do with 7K metals. This isn't even the 7K metals. This was all about Goldco. But anyways, the other claims he's made about it. Now, Phil tells you, he just told us right there, that the reason that these 401ks were worth so much money that isn't shown is they're showing you the melt value. They are showing you the melt value, and that in this melt value, that it doesn't take into account. It doesn't take into account the collectible portion of it, right? It doesn't tell you how collectible it is. It doesn't tell you how collectible the amount of money is. And that's true. There are collectible coins. People have coins that are worth way more than you'd ever think. People have misprints and duplicates and blanks and two different serial numbers and errors, and they're worth a ton. Oh my God, shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up. God damn. You're not even fucking American. You can't vote. Shut up. Anyways, the problem with fucking around with collectible coins is just that. Anybody can collect coins. Can a 401k be collectible coins? Getting started. This is from Goldco's website. This is from Goldco's website, the company he's advertising for. Getting started with gold and silver bullion versus collectible coins. More and more Americans today are expressing an interest in buying gold and silver to help protect their wealth. Gold and silver have served for centuries as safe haven assets and hedges against inflation, economic crisis, and financial turmoil. But for first-time buyers of gold and silver diving into the world of precious metals can seem overwhelming. Many people who buy physical gold and silver decide to buy gold and silver coins. That's only natural, as billions of these coins have been produced over the years, and many millions more are produced every year. But if buyers aren't careful, they could end up making mistakes that cost them dearly. When it comes to gold and silver coins being purchased for investment purposes, they can be classified in two generic categories: bullion coins and collectible coins. Okay? When we're talking about buying coins, there's two different ways that you could talk about coins. Bullion coins, which are typically worth melt value, maybe a little bit more, and collectible coins. Collectible coins are the ones that are worth a ton of money. Like he just said, one coin might be worth $9,000 and it's only an ounce. Each type of coin has its own advantages and disadvantages, and it's important to understand them. What is a bullion coin? A bullion coin is a coin that is produced with the intent of selling it for its metal content. A bullion coin is a coin produced with the intent of selling it for its metal content, or an older coin that is valued only due to its metal content, not due to its rarity, condition, design, etc. Examples of bullion coins include French and Swiss 20 franc coins, Austrian 100 Corona coins, American gold eagles, American silver eagle coins, Canadian maple leaf gold and silver coins, etc. As with all gold and silver coins, these coins sell at a premium to the value of the gold or silver they contain. These coins sell at a premium to the value of the gold and silver they contain, but it's a premium that's generally less than the value of the metal content of the coins. What is a collectible coin? A collectible coin is a coin that derives values not from the value of its gold or silver content, but rather from its desirability to collectors. This can be the result of rarity, condition, minting errors, specific dates, or mint marks, or etc. Collectible coins are very often older coins that have a relatively small production numbers and are in high demand from collectors. Premiums on these coins generally bear no relation to the value of their metal content, but are influenced rather by the demand from collectors and can often be many multiples of the metal value in the coin, right? They can be worth tenfold what the metal's worth. For instance, Morgan silver dollars contain about $15 worth of silver at current silver market prices. Common dated Morgan silver dollars are valued at 30 to 50, which isn't terribly expensive for collectible coins, but rarer coins of that series can be valued much higher. The 1880-CC, for example, is currently valued at $275,000 in its highest condition. Okay? So we've established bullion is valued on how much silver it has in it. Collectible coins has nothing to do with how much silver it has in it. It's based on the rarity, artwork, mint marks, misprints, whatever. Okay? And those are two different types of coins. Now, Phil just told you that your 401 IRA rollover is going to be a collectible coin. They'll tell you, oh, it's worth this spot price, but there's a collectible value that's much bigger than that, and you have to call them to get it. They're only allowed to tell you the spot price. Why? The next topic on this page says why bullion versus collectible coins matter. And it says the primary reason you would want to distinguish between bullion coins and collectible coins is if you decide to buy gold and silver coins for a gold IRA or a silver IRA. Those are the things Phil sells, a gold IRA and a silver IRA. Gold IRAs and silver IRAs are just like any other IRA, except they hold physical gold or silver coins or bars. And like any other IRA, they are prohibited from investing in collectibles. Did you hear what Gold Co's own website says? Phil tells you, do not believe the spot price they show you on your statement when you get it. There's a collectible value, and it's worth much more. You have to call them. You have to tell them. They'll tell you, oh, no, don't worry. You didn't lose 40, 50, 60, 70% of your investment. These are collectible coins. Any IRA is prohibited from investing in collectibles. Prohibited from investing in collectibles. So if I roll over my 401k or IRA, they're prohibited from investing in collectibles. So what they're selling me is bullion. And if they're telling me it's worth more than spot price, they're just fucking lying. They're just fucking lying. They cannot legally take a 401k and invest it, roll it over into collectibles. The only way to do that would be to cash it all out, pay the taxes, pay the penalties, get the cash, and then buy the collectibles myself. That's not what they're doing. They're doing rollovers. And if you roll over a 401k, it is prohibited under U.S. law as being a collectible. So why would Phil be telling his audience the coins you're purchasing are collectibles? They're worth more than what they say. They're worth more than bullion. They're worth more than spot price when it's illegal for them to invest in it. It says in U.S. Code 26 U.S.C. 408 M2, a collectible is defined as any work of art, any rug or antique, any metal or gem, any stamp or coin, any alcoholic beverage, or any other tangible personal property specified by the Secretary for purposes of this subsection. But specifically exempt from the definition of collectible is any coin which is a gold coin described in paragraph 7, 8, 9, 10, of section 5112A of Title 31 United States Code, a silver coin described in section 5112E of Title 31 United States Code, a platinum coin described in section 512K of Title 31 United States Code, a coin issued under the laws of any state, or any gold, silver, platinum, or palladium bullion of a fineness equal to or exceeding the minimum fineness that a contract market, as described in section 5 of the Commodity Exchange Act, requires for metals which may be delivered in satisfaction of a regulated future contract. That'd be 0.999, right? 0.999 silver, 0.999 gold, whatever. If such bullion is in the physical possession of a trustee described under subsection A of this section. This means that a gold IRA or silver IRA can hold an American Gold Eagle, or American Silver Eagle coins, or any gold coin with a minimum fineness of 995, or any silver coin with a minimum fineness of 999. To learn more about fineness of gold and silver coins, read our primer on fineness of gold and silver coins. Older bullion coins like the French and Swiss 20 franc coins, or bullion coins like the Australian 100 Corona coin, which are restruck every year with the same 1915 date, have a fineness less than 995. So even though they're bullion coins and not collectible coins, they're not eligible for purchase through the gold IRA. The same goes for older silver coins like Morgan silver dollars, Walking Liberty half dollars, etc., whose fineness are less than 999, thus not making them eligible for purchase through the silver IRA. Attempting to purchase these bullion coins with a precious metals IRA would be treated as distributed or as a distribution of IRA assets, and thus would incur potential taxes and penalties. While these bullion coins may not be eligible for purchase by a gold IRA or silver IRA, they're still able to be purchased for investment purposes outside of an IRA. You could purchase these coins directly with cash from the store and store them at home in a safe deposit box. If you purchase a significant number of coins, a bullion depository, bullion coins that are IRA eligible may also be purchased directly, allowing you to benefit from storing gold at home and having immediate access to your gold and silver coins. The distinction between bullion coins and collectible coins may seem esoteric when you first encounter it, but it can have real ramifications for you if you try to buy the wrong coins with the funds in your gold IRA. You don't want to risk losing money you've saved for years to potential taxes and penalties just because you bought the wrong type of coins. Goldco's experts have helped thousands of customers over the years navigate the gold purchase process. Our coins are IRA eligible, and you can purchase them for a gold IRA or purchase them directly with cash so that they can be shipped to your door. We have established relationships with numerous mints around the world. They're minting their own coins and telling you what they're worth. Numerous mints around the world so that we can guarantee that gold and silver coins you buy are 100% authentic. Whether you're interested in starting a gold IRA, rolling over assets from existing retirement accounts into precious metals IRA, or buying coins to store at home, Goldco can help you get what you need. If you're ready to get started buying gold, want to learn more about how gold can benefit you, or want to learn more about IRA eligible gold and silver coins, call Goldco today to talk to one or more of our precious metals experts. Phil told the biggest fucking lie he's ever told to his following by telling them that Goldco was buying them collector coins and that the bullion price has nothing to do with it. Goldco's not even allowed to buy collector coins. They're not allowed. They're not allowed to buy collector coins. This is a guy from 7 months ago. Now, this guy is a big investor into metals, right? Thinks people should invest in metals. The government's trying to take all your money and tax the hell out of you and kill you or whatever. But even he has something to say about these companies. Let's listen.
Hey guys, it's Nick, and I really want to warn people about these gold dealers that you see on these TV commercials all over the place. So if you are considering buying gold or silver based on a TV commercial on these conservative news shows, please watch this video before you send them even a dime. Now, a lot of these gold dealers have these well-known spokespeople like Mike Huckabee or Bill O'Reilly, and they have these come-ons like
Phil Godlewski.
Free 2,000 ounces of silver if you open your gold IRA with your first order or something along those lines. The reality is that people's life savings are being devastated by some of these types of companies because of the huge markup on overpriced coins that their army of salespeople convince you to buy. So I'm going to look at an article about these companies and some of the people who lost a lot of money dealing with them. And I'll show you why they are able to convince so many seniors to part with their life savings. And lastly, I will show you what to buy and how to buy it if you are still interested in buying gold or silver without losing a huge chunk of your money on commissions or overpriced coins. And just so you know, I don't represent any gold dealers and I don't make any money from any of the dealers that I may show. I'm not an affiliate or anything like that. I'm doing this strictly to help educate people and to keep them from crippling their finances. So let's start with the article. So this article is by the Washington Post saying how right-wing news powers the gold IRA industry.
How right-wing news powers the gold. Again, they're trying to relate to you by saying, oh my God, don't we both hate Biden? Don't we both think the dollar's weak and the economy's failing? And don't we both love Trump? Don't we both want to make America great again? Well, then let's both invest in some golds. How about it?
Now, of course, the Washington Post is not right-wing or conservative, and so they are trying to say that the news organizations on the right-wing or conservative side are taking advantage of the people that watch them, and I got to say they are making a very good point here. So first off, they talk about Lear Capital, which advertised on Fox News. And they warn their viewers to protect their retirement savings from a looming pension crisis and dollar collapse. And so they're always trying to sell fear to these skewed older people who watch these news programs, you know, senior citizens and very elderly people in some cases. And so it goes on to say how this guy, Terry White, a disabled retiree from New York, was interested from seeing these ads. And in 2018, he invested $174,000 in coins, according to a lawsuit by the New York Attorney General, only later to learn that Lear charged a 33% commission. So it says White, who's 70 years old, lost nearly $80,000 over several transactions, putting an enormous strain on his finances, his wife said, and blamed Fox for their predicament. She says they're negligent, and White said he thought Fox wouldn't take a commercial like that unless it was legitimate. Well, he knows better now, doesn't he? So it says the legitimacy of this gold retirement investment industry is the subject of numerous lawsuits, including allegations of fraud by federal and state regulators against Lear and other companies. And it says they spend millions of dollars a year on Fox, Newsmax, and other conservative outlets advertising these gold IRAs and other things. And they say in the past decade, more than 30 customers in 20 states have sued a dozen gold IRA companies, including Lear.
Yeah, Don Jr.'s on Goldco now, too.
Alone claiming investors were systematically charged as much as triple the coin's value. Now, none of these cases have gone.
Charge as much as triple the coin's value. Charge as much as triple. Did you hear that?
These two in the past year alone claiming investors were systematically charged as much as triple the coin's value. Now,
and it's all these companies. It's all these fucking companies are all doing the same thing because it's such a good time to do it. Just like the .com bubble, or everybody's going to be a real estate, or everybody's going to flip houses, or everybody's going to do this or that. All these companies are doing the exact same thing. And when one of them closes down, the president and the vice president and the CFO and all the people just go start a new one. Even 7K was started by some people from a different MLM silver company. Goldco was started by people from a different company that got shut down by the government.
These cases have gone to trial. Some are still pending. Some have been settled. Some have been sent to arbitration where the companies have not admitted any wrongdoing. And none of them, I don't believe, have been charged criminally. So technically, they're not doing anything illegal. It's not illegal to sell a coin for a whole lot of money if somebody's willing to buy it. It's not illegal to charge a big markup as long as it's disclosed. Now, I don't know. Maybe there's some trickery with how they disclose a 33% markup where the person still goes through with the deal. I don't know. And these companies like Fox and Newsmax said that the network does not see allegations against the gold IRA companies as a cause to block them from advertising. So just keep that in mind. They really don't care about you. As long as they're making money from these ads, they don't care what kind of crap you're buying from them. And their defense is that, hey, for example, you still show Wells Fargo's ads and they pay $3 billion in 2020 to settle potential charges related to opening fake accounts in customers' names. Now that should be criminal, right? And yet they still show those ads all over the place, right? So that's their argument. And Lear Capital spokesperson said that most of Lear's customers would have made a profit if they had sold at a recent market high, and said that White, the New York retiree, had acknowledged the company's fee in a recorded call. And so Lear settled White's law.
Imagine just having to argue that most of our clients would have made a profit if they'd have sold at an all-time high. Why wouldn't all of the clients have made a profit if they sold at an all-time fucking high? That just tells me you fucked some people less when the price was lower. Right? You should probably still fuck them the same. It's just they bought in when the price was lower. If I'm getting you to invest in a precious metal and there's a chance that you're not going to make a return during an all-time high, we did it wrong. We did it wrong. No shame. We just did it wrong. Something didn't add up.
Lawsuit without admitting any wrongdoing. The company agreed to pay some customers and to disclose its fees more clearly, and they now give customers 24 hours to pull out of purchases. And so they say for years, the gold IRA industry advertising has echoed accusations against Democrat politicians, touting the coins as safe haven from economic uncertainty and social upheaval. They're trying to sell you fear that the dollar's going away, inflation and all of this, to scare you into buying this stuff. Now, here's the interesting part. I always thought that these scammy kind of companies were selling people numismatic coins, that are graded by PCGS and they're just overpriced. But here in the article, it says most of these coins, these overpriced coins they sell, are manufactured by the Royal Canadian Mint. And I guess this is kind of the technicality because they're considered bullion. And so as such, they meet the IRS rules for retirement investments. So
there you go. Bullion. They are going to the Royal Canadian Mint, getting their own minting done and calling it bullion because it's just straight from the mint, right? It's not a collectible coin or whatever, straight from the mint. So they can call it bullion and then setting the price, coins that only they can get. So there's no way to compare it. Like you can't go to Goldco and go to American Money Vault and buy the same coin. Because only Goldco makes Goldco coins, only American Money Vault makes American Money Vault coins, and they don't so there's no comparables. They set the price at whatever the fuck they want. It is bullion, and then they lie to you when you call them on the phone and tell you that it has a collectible value.
In other words, to buy these IRAs, these gold IRAs, they can only buy certain kinds of coins that are considered bullion. So they contract with the Royal Canadian Mint to make their own bullion coin and then price it at much, much, much higher levels than the actual spot price of other bullion coins with the same amount of gold or silver in it. So they say, unlike most bullion coins.
So there is no difference between Gold Co's, Gold Coast kangaroo coin and me buying a kangaroo coin from JMP or whatever, right? There's no difference, but Gold Co. is going to say theirs is worth $120, and the regular vendor is going to say theirs is worth $25.
The gold IRA industry's coins are typically exclusive to the companies who sell them, usually with markups far higher than those charged by mainstream coin retailers. So it's a little bit like the mattress industry where each company has their own line and you can't compare prices anyplace because even though they're the same mattress, they have a different name. So you can't compare the price of these bullion dealers to other bullion dealers because the name or the picture on the coin is different than other bullion coins. But it still has the stated amount of metal on it, a quarter ounce, a half ounce, 1 ounce of gold. So this coin dealer at Gainesville Coins says they are priced like collectibles, but collectible coins aren't typically sold in bulk. If a customer spent the same amount of money on products that are more standard, like Canadian silver maple leafs, they would end up with a lot more ounces per dollar. And this is what I always advocate. Buy as much of the metal.
If you just bought standard bullion, like Canadian maple leafs, the Canadian maple leaf is just like the bullion coins that I have, right? If you just bought standard whatever bullshit bullion coins, they just stamp something on them just so they have a fucking design on them. They're not blank. Like I got these buffaloes here, right? If you just bought these, you would make a lot more money and you could buy a lot more of it. Same thing I've been saying the whole time. If you want to invest in silver, do it in bullion. You don't know anything about fucking collectibles or this markup, or Gold Co's not even allowed to fucking sell collectibles, but for some reason theirs is worth more, even though it must legally just be bullion like everybody else's bullion. They're claiming theirs is worth more? How?
As you can for your dollar. Don't worry about the pretty pictures or collectability or anything like that. How many ounces am I getting for my dollar? That's the only thing you should worry about. With the exclusive coins, Millman said, they're simply torching money. Well, they're not torching money. They're just transferring their money into the salespeople's pockets. And so the CEO of Atmex, an online dealer, says no one in their right mind would pay the premiums that these guys are charging. And so the ads don't explain that, but they focus on news events such as a spate of recent bank failures and everything that's happening in the economy right now with all the talk of inflation, blah, blah, blah. So an email ad for Augusta sent to the Newsmax mailing list last July warned that the Biden administration's economic policies are declaring war on retirement savers. And while that may be true, it doesn't mean you should buy overpriced gold and silver for your IRA. And in December, American Hartford Gold sent an email ad with the subject line, Bill O'Reilly warns retirement funds at risk from a Biden recession. And here's another.
Bill O'Reilly warns it's under risk from a Biden recession. Okay, got it.
Yellen's secret plan to steal your hard-earned money and bail out their Wall Street buddies. Again, not saying this is not true. It is true, but it doesn't mean you should go spend all your money on overpriced metals. And so there's other paid spokesmen like Rudolph Giuliani and even Ted Cruz, and I'm sure they don't come cheap. And they allege that some of these media figures that get paid to push this stuff.
Right, go get in the damn shower.
Can amount to as much as 10% of total earnings for some personalities. The biggest personalities stand to earn millions of dollars a year pushing these products. And so here's a story of another one, this one with Hartford Gold. Ed DeSanto, 65, semi-retired Florida medical coder, added right.
These guys are all fucking scummy. Nick over here fucking lying to everybody about everything just because he was right about Phil once. They're fucking worshiping him. And Phil literally lying, saying that the Gold Co. buys collectible coins and they're not illegally allowed to.
Wing radio fan invested $100,000 lump sum payout from his pension into an Hartford IRA in 2019. He said he doesn't remember exactly where he heard the Hartford ad, but if you listen to those radio shows, they play those commercials all the time. And he believed he was being careful. He picked Hartford because it scored well in a ranking of gold IRA companies he found online, but such rankings often include disclosures by noting that the authors are paid by the gold IRA companies. But DeSanto's $100,000 investment netted him just $53,000 worth of gold and silver, according to a post-analysis of his invoices, meaning the coins had been marked up 92% over the value of the metal. DeSanto blames himself, and I gotta say, he should. I did a little bit of research, but evidently not enough. When I found the invoice, it was a big shock. Guys, when you're spending huge amounts of money like this, you have to know what you're buying and make sure that you're not overpaying for this. It's very easy to look up the spot gold price and say, spot gold is $2,000. I'm paying $2,100 for this 1 ounce of gold. Okay, that's 5%. That's okay. So another one with Hartford salesman persuaded a guy, John Matthews, to invest his $569,000 retirement savings by bombarding him with calls and emails for months, according to a federal lawsuit. The lawsuit was sent into arbitration. Neither Matthew nor his lawyer responded to requests for comment. Matthews was 83 at the time of the lawsuit. And Hartford said, we are fully transparent with our clients about the pricing of the products they purchase and the potential range of markup for those products, Goldberg said. We denied
the potential range for markups. Why would there be markups on bullion? There shouldn't be. They're scamming you. Not to mention Phil had to lie directly to your face and tell you that it was fucking collectibles. when clearly they're not collectibles.
The allegations that we've misled or otherwise acted improperly. And they say this gold IRA industry basically started during the Great Recession 2008 when Glenn Beck was a commenter on Fox. And so he was doing these ads for Goldline that also offered IRAs. Beck said we could be facing recession, depression, or collapse, nothing left, urging them to rely on God, gold, and guns. But that company Goldline came on the screen.
God, gold, and guns. What's that? Trump, guns, and babies, or whatever. What was that one bitch?
Misdemeanor, grand theft, elder theft, and conspiracy in 2011, and they never admitted wrongdoing, and they agreed to pay $4.5 million to settle charges. And a lot of the people from that Goldline company went on to start a whole bunch of these other companies, some of which I believe I've mentioned in this ad. Right? Some of those people went to Merit Financial, whose offices were just a few blocks from Goldline's in Santa Monica, and
they literally just start new companies after they're banned from their existing companies.
By phone and ran ads on Fox.
Told you.
In 2014, Santa Monica prosecutors accused Merit of an aggressive nationwide fraud scheme. The company denied the allegations but went out of business and settled as the cases approached trial. So a former Merit salesman founded Augusta Precious Metals, which has been accused of defrauding its customers by Whitaker, its former CFO, who filed a whistleblower complaint with the CFTC. Other former employees founded Metals.com, and that company recruited customers on Facebook where it faked an endorsement from Fox News host Sean Hannity. And Facebook data showed that Metals.com targeted people 59 or older. Here, an 87-year-old customer received daily phone calls from a Metals.com's broker who eventually flew to Alabama for a weekend to meet her. And
they received daily calls from Metals.com, I think got shut down, but they received daily phone calls from Metals.com broker who flew to Alabama for a weekend to meet them. Tell me, if they're making a reasonable fucking percentage on these, let's say they're making 5%. Do you think someone's going to fly to your do you think they're going to call you every day? You think they're going to fly to your fucking state, spend several days there whining and dining you for a $90,000 investment? Absolutely not. It's the scammers. If their product was so good, backed up, reputable, and people were dying to get it, why would they need to fly out, wine and dine you, and fucking hang out with you, call you every day? It's the scammers. It's the shitbags. It's people who want to steal your money that do this.
Ultimately invested nearly $90,000, most of which was lost. So FBI raided Metals.com. The FTC filed a suit alleging an $185 million commodities fraud.
That means 150 people fucking watching on Rumble.
This just goes to show you how much money they're making from these people that sign up because they see them on a trusted TV show or from a trusted spokesperson or something like that. Lear Capital hired several salesmen from Goldline's ranks and bought Merit's database of customers. And Lear's spokesperson said Merit's liquidation was an opportunity to acquire a list of suckers, a customer and prospective base to service and market in the future. Herford CEO also worked at both Goldline and Merit before starting that company. So one of the biggest things to look for to not fall into these tricks that they use is to avoid the affinity technique. And what that is that people try to mirror themselves to what their customer is. And a lot of times you can't really do that. Like, in other words, if you're an Indian person and you go to a car dealer and you see a white guy, a Chinese guy, a black guy, and an Indian guy, you're going to want to deal with the Indian salesperson because you have the same affinity. You think that you're in the same group, and so you can trust him. He's not going to steer you wrong or rip you off. And this is what a lot of salespeople take advantage of. And that's why they ask you what your likes, clubs, things you like to do, because they're trying to find something that they could say, oh yeah, I do that too. We're in the same group. And so you can let your guard down and trust me. And so that's what they do.
There you go. Don't we both hate Biden?
They say,
let's
hey,
do
look,
this.
We're the channel of conservatives. We're the channel of Republicans. We're the channel of Christians. And so any of the people that advertise on Fox News or wherever, they mirror that same kind of affinity to the people. They say, oh yes, we are, we're conservative. Biden's ruining the country, inflation, blah, blah, blah. We're on the same team. We're going to help you out. And so these people say, okay, I don't know a lot about metals and this and that, and I don't really want to learn. I don't know where to learn. But a shortcut is calling this number on the TV channel because Mike Huckabee or Bill O'Reilly or Judge Napolitano or whatever, who I know and I trust and all of this, he's saying, hey, this is a good company and they won't steer you wrong and we're the same kind of group. So you can trust that. Just call and we'll steer you in the right direction. And
there you go.
Use is social proof and higher authority. So let's look at that. So here's the website of Lear Capital, and you see the social proof of trust.
There you go. Judge Napolitano.
Pilot, Business Consumer Alliance, Consumer Advocate, PCGS, We Support Your Industry, Watchdog, all this stuff. And then they got Judge Andrew Napolitano. And so he's a commentator on all these conservative shows and best-selling author and all this stuff. And with over 25 years in the business and thousands of five-star reviews, I trust Lear Capital for my gold purchases, and you can too. And so this is the social proof, and this is an appeal to authority.
Phil's out here saying, are you going to sue these people? You're going to take these people to court? Yes. That's what this article's about. It's people going into arbitration, going into court, lawsuits, the government shutting them down. That's what this whole article is about.
Right? He's more of an authority than you are, or when they get people that have appeared on CNBC or some financial show or something like that, and they pay them to say, yes, I like Lear Capital, blah, blah, blah. That's an appeal to a higher authority. Oh, I don't know about gold, but this smart guy that I see on CNBC does, and he says Lear Capital, so therefore I can trust that, it's legit, right? Same with American Hartford Gold. Look at even Rick Harrison endorses, and Bill O'Reilly, only company I recommend for your gold and silver needs. Rick Harrison, you know me, I like to call the experts. That's why I call American Hartford Gold. Yeah, Rick Harrison is not overpaying for any gold coins, I'll tell you.
Best I can do is $1, and I'll be risking it.
Right now. But here, they also have the social proof, Trustpilot, Consumer Affairs, BBB. Now, this always makes me laugh when somebody's complaining about a company and they say they're going to contact the Better Business Bureau as if they're going to do something. For people that don't know, the Better Business Bureau is a company.
Is a joke. Companies pay to list themselves on the Better Business Bureau. Companies pay to list themselves there, and the Better Business Bureau has a financial stake in keeping them there. That's why they fucking always, all these scam companies have an A+ rating on BBB. Fuck the BBB. It's not the government. They can't shut them down. They can't do anything. They can't do anything to them. They pay for a good score there. Same thing with Yelp.
That takes a joining fee, a yearly fee from businesses to post, their ranking or whatever. They're not a government agency. They can't fine a business. They can't shut a business down. They can't arrest people in a business. For that, you have to go to your state attorneys general or consumer affairs division. So don't ever worry about BBB, because they cannot do anything to actually stop a business if they're ripping you off. They'll list your complaint and they'll try to get the business to kind of come to some kind of a conclusion or agreement or something like that. But that's the end of it. If the business says, screw you, I don't care, there's nothing they can do about it. But your state government can. So let's see what their capital is charging for their coins, right? American Gold Eagle 2262 when gold is 1975.
What is BBB private mean?
Or so. So that
it's a company.
14% premium, which is a lot. You probably shouldn't pay more than about a 5% premium, a little bit more for American Gold Eagles. The silver American Eagles, $33. This is a 34% premium right here. But this is what the premium is for these things. On even regular gold dealers and stuff, the premium is this high. So you can lose 34% of your money just by buying, this regular, real, silver Eagle product. That it's not their own product. This is the U.S. Mint and everything like this. These are severely overpriced, right? And here is the Canadian Maple Leaf, which is usually the cheapest 1 ounce gold coin you can buy. It's a little expensive here, $22.30, but nothing compared to their so-called, their own gold coins that they sell. The silver 1 ounce Maple Leaf, $31. It's a little pricey, but.
So these are not that outrageously priced. It's the ones they mint themselves. The Silver Eagle, the Maple Leaf, these are not that bad. It's the ones they mint themselves that are through the fucking roof. And they auto-invest that for you. They don't let you, when you call in, they don't let you fucking, they pick. They don't let you fucking pick like, oh, well, I want all silver dollars for their spot value. They just invest it into their own shit that they decide the fucking value of after they printed it. In Goldco being investigated. There's been an investigation open for months and months in Goldco. I called a long time ago and they told me they were opening an investigation. Well, I called a long time ago, hundreds of times, and then I got an email back that said an investigation had been opened probably 6 months ago. I just said it's a business. The government can't run a business. It's a business. It's a business. The government can't own businesses.
Look at this. This is their gold grizzly bear coin. 1/3 of 1 ounce is $1,122. That means you're paying $3,366 for 1 ounce of gold, which means you're paying about 70%.
$3,000 an ounce for gold when it's $2,000 an ounce.
Cost. So gold is 1974. So if you do 3,366 divided by 1974, that's a 70% premium. Similar with their Canadian
70% premium on their own house shit that they printed themselves.
Grizzly bear, it's 1.5 ounces, right? An ounce of silver is $25 around there. So 1.5 ounces is about 37.5. This is 76.20. So just by buying this, you lose 50% of your money immediately. So you buy this coin for 76, you try to sell it, it only has $37.50 worth of silver in it. And that's what most dealers will give you, something around there. And so this is how people lose 30 or 50 or whatever percent of their life savings by being talked into buying coins like this instead of coins like this. Well, not this so much, right? And let's see.
If Goldco and these places go down, if 7K goes down or Goldco goes down or Q streaming or whatever go down, it'll hurt Phil for a day or two, but he's just going to have all of his followers dive into another MLM or retirement scam. He doesn't own those businesses, right? He just advertises for them and makes an affiliate fee, a commission off everybody. So he's just going to dive into another one. I don't know. I thought Nick Alvear took him down and I wouldn't have to cover this anymore, but I guess not.
See the prices for American Hartford Gold. So they have the standard American Eagle, but then they have these other IRA approved Canadian Royal Mint coins, the Buffalo, the Deer Falcon. I don't even know what that is. I don't know if this is their own personal made coins from the mint that they charge a lot of money for. This is your standard Maple Leaf that you should be able to get very cheaply, and a Sunshine 1 ounce gold bar. You should be able to get this very cheaply over spot. But the real red flag here is that look at the prices. There are none. Everyone says call for pricing. Now,
oh, no.
But if I had the best prices on the internet, I would display them because people would be interested in buying from me.
That's exactly right.
Every time I want to ask the price of a coin, it's probably because the prices are not very good and they want to get your number so that they can keep calling you and, talking to you until you get to commit to buying some of these things. So guys, there's no free lunch. How do you think these companies can afford these TV commercials, these spokesperson, these deals to give you $2,000 in free silver? All of these things cost money, and that comes out of the profit that they're making from people like you. So if the gold site you're on does not list its prices, or you cannot buy from them online without having to call them, chances are they're trying to get you into some high commission deals with slick talking salespeople that will keep hounding you until they get you to buy something. And that goes with anything, right? When you see Kim Kardashian pushing some NFT or cryptocurrency or something like that, they're not making small margins because they got to pay her millions of dollars or whatever to push this stuff. So they have huge margins that they're making. That goes with anything. When you see people on YouTube pushing these products like FTX and all this stuff, you see they had to pay these people a lot of money but it didn't matter because they were making so much profit on these people. I get emails from companies all the time trying to get me to be an affiliate.
Yeah, they could easily be shut down. The problem is they'll just open another one up. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they're on the verge of something where they're going to like prison for the rest of their life. They may get shut down. They may get a slap on the wrist. And 2 weeks later, they'll have the exact same company open under a different name, different company name, and under their wife's name.
For them, like I get anything from scam NFTs to all kinds of things, but a lot of companies are gold companies, and I look at some of these affiliate links and the payouts, and the difference is that the payouts from these kind of gold IRA companies are way higher than the very small payouts from these regular online dealers that just sell regular gold and silver for a typical markup.
Did Phil say the SEC is investigating him? I don't know. The people are saying that. I didn't see it. I saw him making the joke about he's going to call the SEC over here. Did Phil say the SEC is investigating him?
So the more they can pay YouTubers and influencers to push the products, it's because they're making very huge margins from the potential customers that they get. But guys, gold and silver are commodities. Buy them like commodities. Buy them like you buy rice. You buy a 5-pound bag of rice and it's $2 a pound, you pay $10. You don't pay $30 because it comes in a nice bag or a special edition bag or something like that. It's the rice that you want. You want the most rice for your dollar. Same with gold and silver. So if you're still thinking of buying gold and silver, I'm going to show you
Nick just said it.
What kind of products to buy so that you don't pay too much over the spot price, so that you don't lose your butt when you try to sell it. And no matter where you buy it from, I don't recommend you putting all your money into gold or silver or all of your IRA or something like that. You really should diversify it. Yes, there's inflation. Yes, the dollar's going down, all these bad things, but gold and silver will not be 100% the answer. So have a little bit of everything: real estate, stocks, bonds if you want, precious metals, supplies in your house, that kind of stuff. So let's take a look at some websites and some products right now. Okay, let's have a look at Kitco, which is a dealer that's been around a very long time. They have some weekly deals here. If you're buying gold, don't buy less than an ounce if you can handle it. If you don't have
here's the post that probably triggered it from Tuesday. It says, done with my deposition, was interesting, went all over all the documents. I submitted emails, correspondence, and the statement showing significant losses. I am to keep them updated with my contact I should have with Goldco. Of course, told them that I was led to Goldco due to information provided by Phil Godlewski and Brad Barton. Praying for news someday on a positive outcome was time-consuming but painless. If you have sustained a loss with Goldco, contact the SEC. I believe the agent I'm working with did state there's an open case on Goldco, so anyone who's lost money should contact the SEC. If you can, bring up the concern that maybe your gold doesn't exist. But again, this doesn't get Phil shut down. This gets Goldco shut down. He'll just go to a new one. I mean, Goldco should be shut down. That's fine. But it'll end up going to a new one, right? Or at least that's what it seems like it's going to happen.
You should probably just buy as much silver as you can. But one of the cheapest ways to buy gold is buying 1 ounce gold bars. And so this one is on sale for $2,044 when they say the gold price is $1,968. That is like a 3.8% premium over spot. So if you buy this for $2,044 today and you want to sell it and the price doesn't change tomorrow, you'll only lose like 4% of your money, depending on.
You guys want to hear a joke? Check out Cost Metals. I think Phil is getting into this and then scam more people so sad. I have no idea. What do you get when a pedo grifter crosses a good lion? A serious, solid whoop ass via good lying film. Don't cross the boss. I didn't get it either.
On the dealer you go to or whatever. Now, if you want to buy 1 ounce gold coins, the popular one is the American Gold Eagle, and that is $21.29 if you buy less than 10, and that is about a 8% premium over the spot price. right? So not terrible. You buy it today.
You're always going to pay a premium, right? I mean, somebody has to handle it. Somebody has to ship it. Somebody has to. You're always going to pay a premium. Credit card, 3% premium. You're always going to pay a premium. Let's say spot price today is $25. Even if I walk into the local pawn shop and it's like, hey, you got any bullion? They're like, yeah, I'm not paying $25 an ounce. I'm probably paying like $27, $28, right? You always pay a premium just for it being available, for it being there and purchasing it.
8% if you sell it tomorrow, let's say. This is the 1/10 ounce gold American Eagle selling for $329, right? So you're paying almost $3,300 an ounce if you were to buy 10 of these, right? But an ounce is only $19.68, so you're paying way over spot. Same goes for half ounce coins, right? 2 of these is an ounce, so you're paying about $2,400 for an ounce of gold. But if you want to buy gold coins, the Canadian Maple Leaf is probably the best one to buy just because of the lowest premium, 2,063, which is only 4.8% premium. And also the 1 ounce gold South African Krugerrand coins. This is the first country bullion coin to come out, so this is why they're still very popular.
Yeah, they got to keep the lights on and pay people and shit, sure.
1 ounce gold.
But paying fucking double what the price is or a third on top of it. Like if gold's $2,000 an ounce or a little under $2,000 an ounce and you're paying over $3,000 an ounce, something's fucking wrong.
The cheapest, but they could be faked, but if you're buying from a legitimate dealer, you don't have to worry about that. But if you want the coins, stick to either the Krugerrand or the Canadian Maple Leaf and shop around because different dealers have.
There you go. They're not even allowed to buy collectible coins. And Phil just did a fucking, 3 videos lying and saying, hey, you got a collectible value, guys. You got a collectible. So what are they really doing? They are minting bullion. And all bullion is sold at melt value. It's not collectible. That's 100% a lie. They are minting bullion. All bullion is sold, and that's the only thing they can sell for your 401 IRA. They can't buy collectible coins, like Phil said. All bullion sold for spot price plus premium. Now, if a lot of people are trying to buy something, that might be spot price plus $30, right? Because, like, if we talk about American Gold Eagles or whatever, or American Silver Eagles, they're $80 a piece right now. But what most bullion is let's say a silver coin for $25 plus $2 or $3 premium. They are having their own bullion minted. It's still only worth $25 spot price, but they're charging $50 premium and calling the coin a $75 coin. So if I invested $75 with them, if it would have been straight bullion, I would have got 3 coins. 3 ounces, because they're making their own premium on their own bullion, which isn't fucking collectible at all. It's literally the opposite definition of collectible or desirable. It's just straight coins they're printing or minting. Instead of getting 3 ounces, I'm getting 1 ounce, and they're telling me it's worth 3 ounces if I call them. Not if I look it up, because there's transparency in the way they have to tell you what your account's worth. So they're not allowed to lie to you straight on your report. You have to call them, get some guy in a back room. It's like, oh, no. That number's if we melted it down, but we're not melting it down. This is, we'll sell these off, and it's probably 2 or 3 times that. Anyways, this is the video I was talking about.
60 seconds on your popcorn. So let's go to Phil here. Phil just did a live and said that the SEC came and visited him and that it's nothing to worry about because they're just doing their job.
The SEC came and visited him. I don't even think that. Did he say that in the video and I just missed it? Did he say that in the video and I just I missed it? It's the one he's got with the coin. We have to watch it again.
I put it that way. First and foremost, I don't endorse U.S. money reserves or the number that you saw on the screen, the 800 number that you saw on the screen, or that company has nothing to do with me at all. But what I do want to address is a couple things. First of all, the way I get paid for anything that I do is through sponsors. I read sponsors during my lives. Last night it was Field of Greens, U.S. Tax Network for filing taxes. TAC Right was the night before. I mean, you guys know them, the ones that I read during live streams. In addition to that, I have other companies that I endorse that I enroll people into. My X-Patches system, xpatches.philgodlesky.live, Phil Silver, which is another discounted subscription-based gold and silver bullion company. I get paid in various different ways. Sometimes it's just on an advertising commission. Other times it's for signups. A lot of my contracts are with Rumble. So the actors that you saw on the screen, Chuck Woolery is an actor. Philip Deal is actually the credentials that they have listed there. He was the former ambassador to the U.S. Mint and all that stuff they just on the screen. So when these people...
Maybe I just tuned him out. I don't know.
For a particular company, they have some sort of financial interest in doing so. They're not doing it for free. Influencers, most of them are strategic in nature. I don't just randomly take anything that comes to me. In fact, I could literally fight off publicity as bad publicity. So the more people... And if that one isn't paying what fair market value is for my services, I drop them and I get another. Because she could. They claim it was a actual client. I think if they claim that, she actually must be an actual client, but that would be true for Tapwright, that would be true for Phil Greens, that would be true for Phil Silver, that would be true for X Patches. Actually wearing an X Patch right now, just to prove a point. Stipend or whatever you want to call it. The people that we just saw speaking, all three of them, Philip Deal, Chuck Woolery, the lady in the beginning, as well as the narrator, all got paid for that ad. There's nothing illegal about that. Now, if you were to go to that company and purchase a certain amount of metals from that company.
Did you guys hear it?
$10,000 in or $50,000 in or $500,000 in, whatever. And then a few months later, the value decreases. It goes down 10%, 20%, 5%, whatever. Do you think you have the right to sue Chuck Woolery? How about Phil Deal? You think you can sue him? You think that you're going to be able to put him in jail because the money went down in your account?
I don't know why they all think.
Call the SEC.
And they're all saying this.
U.S. money reserves did something wrong because you put in X and now your account is worth X minus 20%. Think the SEC is going to create an actual cause against U.S. money reserve? Will they hear you out? Yeah. They'll hear you out. They'll take your call. They'll take a report. They'll probably do a video deposition because they get paid to do that. Do you have an actionable claim against Chuck Woolery? Phil Deal? Or the company itself, or any of those 100 people that are on the screen at the end? The person that you talked to on the phone that day? No, you don't. When you put any sort of money in gold and silver, palladium, platinum, copper.
What's that big mole thing he's got growing there? Is it just like a lump?
Stock market. You can buy stock for oil. You can buy stock for Disney. You can buy stock for Netflix, Tesla, whatever. Any stock, get stock, buy it. A couple months later, stock goes down.
That'd be awesome if the SEC is moving on them, but I just didn't hear them say that.
The SEC? You can sue the S&P 500? How about Wall Street? You can sue Wall Street? You can sue Tesla because their stock went down? Listen, anything you invest in, and this isn't financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, blah, blah, blah. Anything you invest in contains risk. Anything. Baseball cards. Do you know any baseball cards down? Put them away, fill the room, baseball cards. Gold and silver. I can fill the room with gold and silver. Bar stacked as high as you can see. Coins stacked as high as you can see. Sitting on the floor. I'm aware that there's risk with those things. Stock. A while ago, I did well in Tesla stock. Bought it at $100, sold it at $1,200. Or so, $1,100, something like that. Bitcoin. I really lucky with Bitcoin. Took that profit, put it in gold and silver, never looked back. Could I have lost money with that stock? Sure, could I have lost money with Bitcoin? I'm going to sell Bitcoin. Am I going to sell am I going to sue the advertisement that I saw on television to purchase Bitcoin? How about Jordan Satter? Jordan Satter says when he put up a post.
You saw an ad on TV to purchase Bitcoin, then you didn't make any money on Bitcoin because those ads didn't come out until after all the big money had been made.
For advertising Bitcoin. You know, it's good gains of Bitcoin or something, I don't remember. But maybe I should file a complaint against Satter with the SEC. See how ridiculous this is? Those of you that have rolled over a 401k or an IRA, and let's say you took $300,000 out of your current 401k or IRA and rolled over into precious metals, you were given most likely coins that has what's called numismatic value. That means that, let me show you one. It just so happens that I have this one playing right here.
This is legally, they can't do this. They have to buy bullion. Bullion is literally run of the mill. It's only valued by the amount of silver in it. So they're in this, the Gold Coast in this, all these companies are in this weird loophole. If it's collectible, that means it's valuable for something else besides the metal in it. If it's bullion, it's only, we read the definition, only valuable for the amount of metal that's in it. But Gold Co. gets away with saying, okay, 1 ounce of silver, if that was anybody else's bullion, it'd be $25. Ours is worth $75.
I'll show you to you. Yeah. This is a coin that is 2 ounces of 999 fine silver. Let's do the math real quick. 999 fine silver is considered.
This is where you think he would say it, because this is a screenshot that Script Keeper had in his video.
Okay. Considered for 999 silver right now is like $23 roughly. Okay. So in my hand I own 2 ounces per ounce. So in my hand I own 2 ounces. So 2 ounces times $23 an ounce. Let me do the math. $46. Got that? Okay. Now, this coin, based on the spot value of this coin, meaning if I melted it down and I was left with just the metal, this is worth $46 because it's 2 ounces. Okay. Now, same coin.
Yeah, there's too much clutter on his walls.
I got this at Super Bowl. This particular coin with that logo on it and that on the back now has additional value than just the metal value. Okay. Why? Because that's a very special logo that is patented to the NFL. No one could use that logo without permission for the NFL. That makes it rare. It makes it hard to get. In addition to that, there were only 500 of these made in the entire world. And there will never be more than 500 of these made. This is one coin sitting in my hand. That is one of 500 in the entire world because of the likeness on the coin. Got that? This is another one. Same coin. So I now have 2 of 500 in the entire world. If I were to melt both of those coins down and just be left with a chunk of silver in my hand, I would have 2 ounces melted of one and 2 ounces melted of another. $46 for one, $46 for the other.
Yeah, they have to. Just because you can't see it, they have to stamp the percentage,
Add that up, comes to
the purity levels.
Oh, okay, carry on. 92 hours. And if I melted them, that's all I would have. Because you can no longer tell that it has a logo on it. There's no certification anymore. There's no certificate of authenticity showing that that coin was or had a logo of the Super Bowl and was not only trademarked by that logo, but also authenticated. And there's only 500 in the world printed. Minted, I should say. That is called numismatic value.
Rarity doesn't always add value. It's rarity on top of, it's the demand on top of rarity, right? I could be like, this is the only, I could take a shit right now and be like, this is one of one turd. It doesn't mean a bunch of people are going to fight each other over it.
Value associated with that logo. And that number of coins minted adds to the spot price. It adds to the melted value. Okay? That coin, right now, each of them, is worth $1,000. $1,000. That is a multiple of approximately 50 over spot price. So, if you rolled over a 401k or an IRA, and you got some sort of special coin that had an eagle on it, or a pirate ship on it, or a bird on it, or a year of the rabbit on it, or whatever, anything, that is a special marking. And because of that marking, there are only a certain number of that particular coin minted in the entire flat earth. So I did that in. I made it a little bit different than what it was. Anyway. Let's say you got a bunch of those coins, whether they were gold or silver. The value on those coins is higher than the melt price or spot price of silver or gold. Why? Because they're rare. They're specific. There's only a certain number of them made. Now, after you roll over that 401k IRA, you got what's called a custodian account who holds your metals for you in a vault. Now, in some cases, you can have them shipped to you if you want to, probably to. When you log into your account and you see how many coins are in there and of what type of coin are in there, you will see the value of your account. But the value of your account in that custodian account is legally, meaning it has to be shown.
Yeah, he doesn't say shit about the SEC visiting him.
Value. And the mintage of it is 1 of 500, 1 of 1,000, 1 of it is determined by what the logo is. It's very...
Right there, he said the value is determined by what the logo is and how many of them there are. That is the exact opposite of the value on bullion. And they're not allowed to buy anything but bullion. So this is 100% a lie.
Pepsi on a coin. Pepsi is a metals, but I also have these particular coins which have a particular logo on them, and the mintage of it is 1 of 500, 1 of 1,000, 1 of 10,000, whatever it may be. The lower that mintage, the more valuable the coin is. That is called numismatic value. Big long word that just means something special about this shit. And the specialty of it is determined by what the logo is. Because I just put a logo of Pepsi on a coin. Pepsi is a very commonly trademarked, or I shouldn't say trademarked, a very commonly used logo. You see it on shirts, you see it on shoes, you see it everywhere. It's on coins all over the place too. So that's not going to get you really high value simply because it's not a very hard logo to come across. It's very widely used. Pepsi doesn't care. Pepsi wants their logo out there for brand recognition. The Super Bowl does not. Some of the things on your coins that you've rolled over to a 401k IRA, they don't want that logo spread either. So they made a certain number of coins with a very specific logo, which gained value on top of your coin's melt or spot value, in addition to that melt or spot value. So your portfolio, you may have rolled over, let's say, $300,000 in your 401k or IRA from the fiat dollar, which you were with before, to precious metals. Now that you've rolled...
Yeah, he's always had it. It's on there. It doesn't, even if you zoomed in, it's on there. He's had that mold the whole time. It's just aggravating me more now than usual.
Over that 300, you get login details, you log into your custodian account, you see 200,000. What the hell? Just 2 months ago, you rolled over 300,000. Now you log in, all things are the same, and you have 200,000. What happened? They're called the SEC. The 200,000 value that you see in your custodian account is only accounting for the spot price and the melt price of your metal. It's not counting all towards numismatic value because the law doesn't allow the custodian to determine numismatic value. Numismatic value is determined by the mintage, how many coins were actually printed in that design, in that denomination, and the rarity of whatever is actually on your coin. So just because you log in and you see a loss, you are not calculating the actual value of your coins that are in that vault. It is very important to do that. You can't just log in and see, here's your value. That is the spot value. That value will fluctuate as the price of metals goes up and down. But that would be if you took all your coin and melted them and just got a big ball of metal, silver, gold, or whatever. Is that what you have in your vault, just a big ball of bullion? Bullion, the term bullion, is exactly that. Let me show you bullion.
Yeah, bullion. That's all they're allowed to buy, Phil. He couldn't be more wrong about this. They're not buying bullion. That's all they're allowed to buy with your 401k, Phil. This video needs to get reported to the fucking Gold Co. and the SEC. It's not bullion. Yes, it is. That's all they're allowed to buy.
And just got a big ball of metal. Your coins that are in that vault, in that denomination, and the rarity of whatever is actually on your coin. So just because you log in and you see a loss, you are not calculating the actual value of your coins that are in that vault. It is very important to do that. You can't just log in and see, here's your value. That is the spot value. That value will fluctuate as the price of metals goes up and down. But that would be if you took all your coin and melted them and just got a big ball of metal, silver, gold, or whatever. Is that what you have in your vault, just a big ball of bullion? Bullion, the term bullion, is exactly that. Let me show you bullion. Come with me for a walk.
And he's saying what you have is not bullion. But that's all they're allowed to buy.
What's my feet? That's what I do. And of course, that's what's happening. It's just on my home saves. All right, let's see here. Silver bar. Dip. It's just a bar. It's not like, watch this, right? Doesn't matter if it's dinged up, spit on, stained. It's just a bar. It's 1 kilogram.
Why would you spit on it?
Right? This right now is probably worth about $800, $900, $1,000, somewhere in that vicinity. I don't know. But it's not. Okay. 1 kilogram. Heavy. Very heavy. Similarly, holy shit. I'll drop that on your toes. 100 ounce. 100 ounces. However, I'm not great about this. Just a bar. See, it's got some blemishes. The way that was poured and cast, not that great. I can like, get it cracked in half. Wouldn't matter because I still have the same amount. I still have 100 ounces. Get it? Okay, now. Let me show you something different.
So I know it's not in the part where I was paying attention here where he's describing the bars.
2 ounce 20, okay? 46. They are just manipulating your mind into thinking something different happened than what actually happened. Is that something familiar? Because that's what we live through every day. Right? One more example. Is that you've been bottom and everything, whatever, but it's just cast silver. Not great about it. Still worth $2,300 because it's 100 ounces of silver, $5,000, 2 ounces. You get it? So what the naysayers want you to believe, if you've been a customer for any of my companies, is that you've been ripped off. Have been ripped off. They are just manipulating your mind into thinking something different happened than what actually happened. Is that something familiar? Because that's what we live through every day. Right? One more example. These are 1 troy ounces of gold. See, I have 2 of them in my hand. I have about 50 of them in there, sitting right there.
Yeah, I still haven't heard him fucking say it. Now the Nazi gold.
So if you 2 times 5 is 10, add another. Be careful with this one. Where's my gloves? Be careful with the size.
Even that box it's in is what all the replicas come in, which maybe that's because the original would come in. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe he bought a replica and he's trying to say it's real.
That is 1 kilo with a Nazi insignia. It's a swastika. This is less than 50 ounces. 50 ounces of those 1 ounce coins that we just saw were sitting right next to the kilo here. That Nazi gold that you just saw, because of what it is and because of the rarity, it's worth about $1 million. Less than 50 ounces. So 50 of these, 50 ounces, less than 50 ounces in the Nazi kilo, 1,100,000. How? Phil? Oh, melt this.
Because I want to say that this shit's like super, super rare. Like there's only like a couple examples of it, and it comes up to like auctions and like high rollers buy it.
Under $100,000.
But I can't remember where I've seen it before.
Still $100,000. The fact that that gold is what it is, whoops, look at that. And it came from where it came from, gives it value beyond belief. So those that want to tell you that, oh, your portfolio dropped so much, they're lying to you. And if you want to let yourself be consumed with that lie, you can. No one's going to stop you from believing what you want to believe. It's your choice. Believe whatever you want to believe. But the fact of the matter is, numismatic value when it comes to...
Yeah, it wasn't encapsulated and shit. He talked about, oh, I need to get my gloves, but he didn't. And just, I mean, something like that, especially if it's worth like $1 million+, you think you're going to handle it with your oily skin and your grungy fingertips to just make a video? It's got to be one of the replicas.
Metals is incredibly important and much, much, much more important than how many ounces you have of a particular metal. How many ounces you have, no other things considered. That's called bullion. And bullion only has spot value, melt value.
Bullion only has spot value, only has melt value. Yeah, exactly. And that's all they're allowed to buy, Phil. That's all they're allowed to buy. And you just said it. You just admitted that the rest of this fucking 30 minutes of video was all a lie.
Then how many ounces you have of a particular metal. How many ounces you have, no other things considered. That's called bullion. And bullion only has spot value, melt value. Numismatic value is where it's at. And as spot value rises, not only do you get the increased value for spot value, or it decreases, but in this case, in this example, as it rises, you get an increased value for the metal that you want, but the numismatic value rises regardless of the spot price. You could have a spot price plummet. You could have silver go from $23 an ounce to $15 an ounce. You lost that much money per ounce when that value went down, but over time, the numismatic value will continue to rise for a coin because of how old it is and because of how rare it is. Prime example of what I'm talking about. Forget my private vault, whatever. Just go to the U.S. Mint. Try to buy a 1 ounce silver eagle. Why wouldn't that 1 ounce silver eagle be $23? It's 1 ounce of silver. Spot price 23. Try to get it for less than $90. Is the U.S. government ripping you off? Can you call the SEC and do a videotape deposition? I don't think so, but you can. Do whatever you want. The question is it actionable? And if you're wasting your time or putting a lot of emphasis on something that's not actionable, and you're believing dissenting voices that are leading you down the wrong path, all you're doing is harming yourself.
I even read it directly off Gold Co's website where they're like, we can only buy bullion. That's it.
My best on a daily basis to make other lives better. Of course, my family and my boys, my girls are more important to me than anything. But I would never sacrifice my ethics or my morals ever again like I ever did in my past lives. I'll never do that again. It made me unhappy. It made me unhealthy. It led to my divorce. It led to loss of custody of my kids. And I led a very terrible life. And I said to myself, that's it, no more. You know, now we're going to try to help people. Ever since I've been doing that, my life has changed. So that's my spiel. take a closer look at the numismatic value of your portfolio if you have rolled over a 401k or an IRA into precious metals. Not just the spot value. Just two different values for coins. Spot price, numismatic value. You could have one without the other. You could have spot price without numismatic value, but you could never, ever have numismatic value without spot price. Spot price will always be there, whatever it is. It doesn't necessarily mean that there will be numismatic value to your coin. That's why it's important to make sure the coins that you're buying have a rarity. Is it the number that are printed? The total number that are minted? Printed, I keep saying, but minted?
And that's the thing they're not allowed to do.
Is there some sort of special artifact
ever
designed? For example, get something with the Roman Colosseum on it. It's one of history's great marvels. That alone, or really anything Roman Empire related, has incredible numismatic value. I'm telling you.
He just says it like he believes it and his followers eat it up. He even shared a bunch of email screenshots like, I never knew. That's why it says that. I was wondering. Numismatic value. Thank you so much. They just eat it up.
When I first joined 7K Metals, they had a series out. It was called the Roman Empire, the Roman Emperor.
To be fair, I wish I didn't have morals or ethics or shit. I'd be selling all this shit.
Series. And they released, I think it was 12 or 13 coins with different Roman empires on them. Julius Caesar. Oh man, I'm a black blanket. I can't think of the rest. It's crazy. I'm really big in the Roman Empire too. But anyway, one of the coins that I bought in that collection was Julius Caesar. And I paid $599 for it. Now, it was only a 2-ounce coin. $599 for a 2-ounce coin. But because it was Julius Caesar and part of this limited edition, $599 is the price. I bought it. Same day, I was lucky enough to be one of the very few members of 7K Metals that actually got it. 2 weeks? It was 2 weeks later. I looked on Stack and Sell, which is part of 7K Metals' reselling program. So if you have a coin you want to sell, you go to Stack and Sell, this coin, and other members could buy it. How much that Julius Caesar coin was on for 2 weeks later? $3,000. In 2 weeks, my coin went from $599 to $3,000. Why? Why did that happen in such a short period of time? Because the series sold out, and there's no more to ever be made. That Corvette that you just on there, it's 1 of 30 in the world. The Ferrari that you just on there, 1 of 25 in the world. It's the Assetto Feriani edition. Don't know what that is, but what I do know is something good, because it's only one of a few. That's how coin values work. So if you're caught up in stock price, melt price, the value of your custodian's portfolio, you're looking on the wrong path. And don't take my word for it. Ask a metals expert. Ask a coin expert. Go into your local coin shop and ask them what your most. Do this as an experiment if you're curious. Go into your local gold and silver dealer. You have to have one somewhere in your vicinity. Go in there, and the first thing I want you to ask that dealer is where in this entire shop is your most expensive coin? Not your biggest coin, not the most ounces. Your most expensive coin. He'll take you to it. Okay? Pick it up. Hold it. Say, how many ounces is this? He's probably gonna say 1 or 2, maybe 5. Who knows? And you say, and how much is the price? And he's gonna say 10,000, 9,000, 8,000, whatever. And you're like, well, how could that be? If the spot price, and pull up your phone, spot price of silver or gold, whatever the coin is today, is only $23 or $2,000. How could you be selling this for so much more if it's only 2 ounces? Listen to his explanation. See if it matches what I just said. You don't believe that guy? Go to another shop. Do the same experiment. You don't believe that? Go to YouTube and look up numismatic coin value. You don't gotta believe me. I may be telling you something that you don't know, but that doesn't mean it's false. It just means you didn't know it yet. And if you don't believe the first person that told you if it was me, go get another opinion. But don't fall for the trap that the other side is laying for you and trying to make it seem like I ripped you off or one of my companies ripped you off or anything like that. Do your own research and stop listening to the people that are trying to frighten you out of a good move that you've made. Because essentially that's what they're doing. 40 minutes. I talked for 40 minutes on this.
So they're trying to frighten you out of a good move you made.
40 minutes, I'll never get back. And I'm calling the FCC Hillary.
Wait. What does he say right here at the end?
You don't gotta believe me. I may be telling you something that you don't know, but that doesn't mean it's false. It just means you didn't know it yet. And if you don't believe the first person that told you, if it was me, go get another opinion. But don't fall for the trap that the other side is laying for you and trying to make it seem like I've ripped you off or one of my companies ripped you off or anything like that. Do your own research and stop listening to the people that are trying to frighten you out of a good move that you've made. Because essentially that's what they're doing. 40 minutes. I talked for 40 minutes on this. I hope you learned something. Because those 40 minutes that I'll never get back. And I'm calling the FCC out Woolery. This Woolery family feud. He used to be on there and I trusted him and I lay investments. I gotta go and take the position today.
So he never said that he was contacted by the SEC.
First and foremost, I don't endorse U.S. money reserve.
Yeah, I found about 30 websites that sell it. That's what we were talking about. Is it real or is it fake?
That company has nothing to do with me at all. But what I do want to address is a couple things. First of all, the way I get paid for anything that I do is I read sponsors during my lives. Last night I was with the Greens.
Why did they say that he said the SEC was investigating him? Hold on, I'll show you Scripps video.
Companies that I endorse, that I enroll people into. My X-Patches system, xpatches.live. Phil Silver, which is another discounted subscription-based gold and silver bullion company.
Did we just miss it? I don't know what they're fucking talking about.
Other times it's for signups. A lot of my contracts are with Rumble. So the actors that you saw on the screen, Chuck Woolery is an actor. Philip Deal is actually the credentials that they have listed there. He was the former ambassador to the U.S. Mint and all that stuff that you saw on the screen. So when these people go on a commercial or do an advertisement for a particular company, they have some sort of financial interest in doing so. They're not doing it for free. Okay? And if they were doing it for free, there's a really good chance that they have a financial interest in the company itself, meaning that they have some sort of ownership interest in the company, so that if the company does well, they also do well. Okay? That's how it works. With us, influencers, most of you have not donated me money so that I could do what I do full time, right? I asked for donations a little bit in the beginning to get started, and once we got started, that was it. You know, I actually refunded a lot of those donations, if you guys remember, because I don't need them anymore, because I've monetized my channel to have advertisements, to have sponsors, to earn commissions from companies that I partner with. Now, the companies that I partner with are strategic in nature. I don't just randomly take anything that comes to me. In fact, I could literally fight off sponsorships with a stick. when you have
Yeah, he never said it.
followers that I have, people come knocking on your door every single day. And I got news for you too. No publicity is bad publicity. So the more people talk about me online, good or bad, it's good publicity, especially online. Now the defamation and stuff like that, different story, we'll leave that in court. But I have sponsors that foam at my mouth for me to mention them.
Here's what Script Keeper said.
60 seconds on your popcorn. So let's go to Phil here. Phil just alive and said that the SEC came in and visited him, and that
The SEC, he would make a bigger deal if he said the SEC came to my house and visited me.
it's nothing to worry about because they're just doing their job. If you were smart, Phil, you would understand that the SEC comes and asks questions. They're not doing their job. They're investigating you, sir. Now, here's something else I wanted to remind everybody.
But he never said any of that shit.
What you did was you said, hey, if you buy this here, when this arrow hits, it's going to be a 5,000% markup or a trillion gazillion dollar investment that's going to take off when this arrow hits. So people bought the coins, but when they got the coins, they didn't have that value to it. Or if they did something and invested in something, they were expecting to monetize off that and make a lot of money. That wasn't the case either. The reason why the SEC is there to see.
Both these things are wrong. Like, I've never seen any group of people, the Nick Alvear clan, are so fucking bad at research. So fucking bad at research. Like, even he made this whole documentary about Phil. And when he's got the biggest stage he's had so far on a huge podcast talking about it, they're asking him questions. He's like, I don't know. I don't really know about that part. But this other part,
You, Phil, is because you're the middleman. That's what we call.
They just somehow decided that I never served in the military. And if they just found my Facebook, there's literally combat footage of me on Facebook.
Theft by deception. Let me give you a prime example. Let's say I'm going to do a boiler for somebody, and they purchase the boiler, and we go and put the boiler in. Now, when I get done and install the boiler, they think that they're getting a Peerless. Yet, I give them a Green Mountain, or I give them a Well McLean, or something else to the fact that
they're all bad in analogies too. These analogies. I guess he's a boiler maker, but these analogies are always horrible. Let's say I tell them I'm going to give them this good boiler, but I install a cheaper one. Then they sue me. That's not the same.
What they were saying. It's a cheaper boiler. But we still charge the same amount of money that, it would cost to put in the real high efficient boiler. Well, if that boiler breaks down and we don't honor their warranty or their guarantee, what happens is they can file a civil case and also a criminal case against us for theft by deception. Because you said you were giving me something on paper or verbally, and when we bought it, it wasn't that. It was something else that was lesser of value. Give you another prime. Let's say you talk to your boiler guy. The boiler guy says it's $12,000, $15,000 to put this boiler in. We're going to put the boiler in, but I know a guy that knows a guy, and that guy's like a middleman, and he gets the boilers really cheap. Now, if you go and purchase that from the middleman, and he buys...
Now, listen to this example. They're calling Phil the middleman. Listen to this example closely, please.
But I know a guy that knows a guy, and that guy's like a middleman. Give you another prime. Let's say you talk to your boiler guy. The boiler guy says it's $12,000, $15,000 to put this boiler in. We're going to put the boiler in, but I know a guy that knows a guy, and that guy's like a middleman, and he gets the boilers really cheap. Now, if you go and purchase that from the middleman, and he buys the boiler, I'll only charge you $2,500 to put it in. So now we put the boiler in, they purchased it, the boiler gets put in, and now I charge $2,500 for the labor. But we went through my middleman, and now the boiler's defective. So now that it's defective, and they thought that they were getting a deal because it was cheaper to go through the middleman, they later find out that they want to sue me now, and the middleman is sitting over there like, well, I gave you what I had.
Right, but who didn't get in trouble? So you said that Phil was the middleman. Then you laid out an example where you're in trouble and your customer is out what they purchased, but the middleman got off scot-free. What a bad example. Phil's the middleman. Imagine this guy goes and buys a boiler over here, and then I put it in for $2,500, and the boiler fucking blows up, and they want to hold me accountable for it, but the middleman's just over there fucking pointing and laughing. What?
You bought what you had, and it was done on the side. So it's basically the same thing, bro. You are the middleman.
Basically the same thing. You are the middleman. You're not even going to be in trouble. I shouldn't have sent my guy to you. What?
And if the SEC is questioning you, they're investigating you. There's your 60 seconds and 3 minutes of popcorn. But Phil, you have a great fucking day, and have fun with that meltdown, sir.
That's the worst possible example you could have used. All that tells me is the middleman gets fucking discount boilers and has no fucking responsibility to make sure they work, they're serviceable, they last, they're warranted. That was the worst fucking analogy you could have done. Anyways, I don't think Phil said he was visited by the SEC. He said several times he was going to call him on Chuck Woolery. and was like, oh, they'll listen to you. They'll take a video deposition. They'll take your information down. That doesn't mean anything. Which it does. It means that Goldco's under investigation. But just because Goldco is doing something, Phil's not connected to Goldco. He's not a partner. He's not a potential. He's not an owner. He's not the CFO. He's not in charge of marketing. Could Phil get in trouble for the way he advertises Goldco? Potentially, but that's a much harder case than Goldco being like the Lewis Investments or whatever we saw earlier. So there you go. I don't know where these guys come up with this shit. But I would be brushing up on my sovereign citizen law if I were you, because it seems like that's the only way to get around. Ask what's her name from Canada. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. Phil's in a huge lie. I'm going to try to clip this up or get it. I got a guy who's helping me with my clips. So I'm going to try to get it clipped up because Phil literally says it's not bullion and legally they're only allowed to buy bullion. So we'll see. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for donations and support. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. If nothing changes, I'll see you guys again in a day or so. And thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Come back. Watch us tomorrow. We'll cover something else. We got to get back to Burt. That's probably my favorite thing to cover right now. That dude is wild. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. Don't do anything that the other guys would do. Be the middleman, because it sounds like he gets off scot-free. See you guys on the next one. Have a good night.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to
don't travel.
Show,
do not travel. I've got it from insider sources that anybody traveling will be abducted.
Exactly who they are and telling the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go. I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
Shit, you know what I should have done? I'm an idiot.
It's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set.
I should have used some real fucking music while we're going out. Hold on. Let's play some real fucking music for the outro, guys. Here we go.
Investigations with this dude Adam Schiff, Rob Reiner and his meathead dome. These two suffer from trunk the rain syndrome. Hunter Biden's laptop and never made it home. The blind leading the blind. Puppet masters inserted Joe. Nation Biden, he's constantly lying. Blame the Trump administration for 2 years. Yo, this president's been on vacation, but nobody pays attention. I go live on IG every day and I help with ascension. Media blackout and friends.
I go live on IG every day and I help your ascension. Media blackout, but not to mention.
Protesting, Macron ending the citizens' pensions. Trapped in chaos, we coming for Black Rock.
Trapped in chaos, we coming for Black Cock. Woo! You get that black cock, buddy. What a way to come out. That's Script Keeper coming for that black cock. We'll see you guys on the next one.